get the rental property with him out of debt in 6 years, paid off, and then he's going to pay himself back. And then coming at 10th to 11th year, he's going to have enough to pay off his primary. So both mortgages will be paid off within 11 years. Have the money back in his policy probably about year 15. Everything paid off with all the equity in the house paid off.
Oh, so two mortgages.
Two mortgages.
One is primary and one is rental?
Yes.
Okay. And he's going to have them paid off in how long?
11 years. Paid off through the lender. And one of them's in year 6.
Both of them paid off.
Both of them in 11 years.
Okay. How much are those loans?
Primary is 360.
That's all I need.
Secondary is 250.
Oh my God. Okay. Then when they're paid off,
he's going to have, let me pull some numbers here.
But that's, when he pays them off, over 11 years he pays them off?
Yep.
Through policy loans?
Through policy
Then how
loans.
does he pay himself back?
He's paying himself back throughout. So the first one he gets paid off is year 6, and he's paying himself back, building cash up. About year 11, he comes enough to pay off the second one.
Okay, then he has to pay that back.
Pay that back. So he'll be fully out of debt, with even including himself, by year 15.
Are you kidding me?
No,
And how much a month is that?
Oh goodness, what was 1,700, 2,900 a month.
Okay, well, okay. I'll massage that. I'll massage that. Got it. But that's $2,900 a month. But he's still paying his mortgages while he's paying them off.
He's paying, just paying them off. So what he's doing is,
so it's $2,900 extra. How much?
Another property. Okay, so it's another property. You're doing a 2K, dumping it in here. They have enough cash, so he's doing 200,000, 100,000 year one, and 100,000.
But not a monthly. But if it was monthly, it would be.
It would be like the 2,900. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life a little easier. This hour is brought to you by people who you should know about at Fix It 24/7. They will get... oh, no, I know. He wanted me to do a special thing. He emailed me, say, Tom, I have something special for your listeners, and usually it's pretty good. So let me just go to that right now. Here it is. Okay. Could you please tell people we'll do the $39 clean and tune for heat or AC? Okay, I think that's what no, he's lowering it $29. Never mind. AC for $29. So he's taking even $10 off the lowest price, which is the gimme. So $39 is a deal. So if you want your air conditioner completely disassembled, and I don't mean completely, but to the extent they can, the blowers, and they take the condenser, they bare it, they clean the coils, they check refrigerant levels, they make all the adjustments, and practically refurbish it. $29. That's it. No hidden costs, no tricks. And that is Fix It 24/7, fixmyhome.com. That's fixmyhome.com is the website. If you go there, you can find out more. Now, they're only doing it for 10 people, so let me give you that number if you want to get in before the website, people. It is 720-526-3939. $29 today for your air conditioner to be refurbished, tuned, and cleaned and checked. 720-526-3939. Okay, let's get to the phones and help you, and then we have a special guest. And I like putting things to the test, and I have a real-life scenario here I want to go over with you on getting out of debt, and it's a cool idea, and we're going to get to that in a second. Just stay tuned for that. I'm going to show you how somebody, I don't know why I shift my nose. Okay, somebody has two mortgages, one rental, one primary. Now, we're talking over almost $600,000, no, more than $600,000 in mortgages, okay? Yeah, I think around 600, yeah, for sure. It's 5, 6, yep. And he's going to pay them off and be completely debt-free. And he's doing it through his life insurance. Now, I know that you're going to roll your eyes and say, oh, my God, life insurance is not investment. Normally, you're absolutely right. But we're going to show you. So instead of just talking in platitudes, we're going to talk about a real plan. Okay, now this plan may not be apropos for you, but it's something you may want to consider. Let's talk to Tom about photographs of a deck. Okay, Tom, we asked you to send more photographs of a deck that you had that we thought, we didn't have adequate pictures. So where are those photographs? Do we have them now? Do we have the new photographs, Deputy Dan?
I sent them.
Yes. Did you send them to me? I need to see them.
I believe Dan has them.
Okay, so why don't we hold on until I can get a look at them, okay, Tom? I don't want to even waste time. Send them to me, please. Thank you. Ray, what's going on with you? Ray.
Hey, yeah, I was just trying to call to get some suggestions, ideas on how best to help my mom. She's 68. I just moved her from Missouri into my home.
Yeah.
Trying to help her. She's got quite a bit of debt, and she has a vehicle. It's a 2016 Ford Focus. She owes 20 grand on.
Oh God.
And it's like a base model, has nothing.
Well, that's because she had negative equity probably going into it. Okay, so she owes 20 grand on it?
Yeah, and we're just trying to, if there was any way of trying, the mortgage or the lender won't work with her, try to refinance, do anything like that. They just like, well.
How long is that loan for?
She's still got another good 3 years on it.
Can she make the payment?
Barely. It's with that and some of the other debt.
What's her income at 68?
About $850 a month.
Well, you can't make, I can't do a miracle. I can't change wine into water. She's not going to be able to make it on $800. You're going to help her. She has to work or something. Is this $800 her Social Security?
Yep, exactly.
Okay, now I know you didn't call for someone and say it can't help, but Tom, Ray, I'm just best be honest with you. She's 68. She makes about $800 a month, and she has a car payment of what?
$340.
Well, okay, let's do the math. How the hell did she get that? I mean, really, what was she thinking when she did that?
Well, she had adopted our nephew her nephew about 3 years ago when he was born. Her mother couldn't take care of him, and well,
that's wonderful. I mean, that's wonderful. She's such a nice person, but let's be honest about it. What did she get herself into? She doesn't have enough to live on. She's going to have to let the car go. You know what she'll have to do? She'll have to do a bankruptcy. I don't know any other way. I, honest to God, don't know any other way. Now, people might say, why should she go bankrupt? Well, because she'll never be able to afford that car. But what is she going to do for transportation?
That's how we were going to try to help her out. I was going to try to get about a $4,000, $5,000 vehicle.
Okay, if you're going to buy a vehicle, then what you need to do is turn the car in and just take the lumps. You do a bankruptcy. Does she have any other debt?
She does. She owes a little bit of federal taxes.
Well, she's not going to get out of that. How much does she owe in total, not including taxes?
Not including taxes, it's about $10,000.
In what? Credit cards?
Vehicle. Credit cards.
So basically, can she live? She's not going to be able to use credit cards. Is she going to be able to live without credit cards? I mean, some people use credit cards as extra income, and it's not extra income. She's got 400. Listen, what are her minimum payments on credit cards right now?
Well, she's not making the payments, but I think they're right around $300 to $400.
Okay, so that leaves her $60 a month to live on after the car payment and minimum payments on credit cards. She has $60 a month. That doesn't include rent, food, or anything. I mean, you didn't call, like I said, you didn't call for her to be chastised, but math doesn't lie. Here's the bottom line. She needs to do a complete and utter bankruptcy and get to ground zero, unfortunately, because she made a mistake. So the question is, should she have a life sentence? Because she's never going to be able to live. Should people be destitute and on the street, or just get rid of it? She should just get rid of it and start over. But now she needs to learn. She can't afford a new car for 20 grand, and she can't afford to use a credit card ever again. She can't afford it. If she can't afford it, she can't buy it. And she needs to do a complete, so this is what would be my plan, a Chapter 7 with Wink and Wink. Where do you guys live?
We live east of Aurora.
I would go to Wink and Wink, winkandwink.com, Mike and Gigi Wink. Okay, they're good people. They're not going to judge her. And again, everyone out there rolling your eyes, go to hell and roll your eyes there, because I don't want to hear it. I think some people are just stupid and they get into a mistake and they need a fresh start. Now, if she does it again, I have no sympathy. I really don't. I have no sympathy for second timers. No reason at all, unless it's a heart transplant or something. But really, 303-410-1720. I suspect your mom doesn't know how to manage money. She knows nothing about money, and she thinks that money is just materializes when you have a credit card. She's been living on borrowed time. That 10 grand probably built up over many years. She's using it as supplemental income. You know, credit cards are not supplemental income. They are there for emergencies or for things that you want to finance, like a car repair that you can't pay in cash, but you put it on a credit card. But you should be able to pay your credit cards off in 1 to 3 months, or you're in trouble. If you have to finance or use a credit card and you carry a balance more than 3 months, you are in trouble. That's it. There's no secret. You're in trouble. And you know what? Sometimes the answer is just increasing income. That means working her ass off and increasing income. In her case, she's 68. And I have to ask a straight question. Is she working, Ray? Does she work, Ray?
She just picked up a small job that's going to bring in a little bit of money.
Is this 800 Social Security?
Yes.
So she should supplement that and then do a bankruptcy. I'm serious. She can do a bankruptcy, get rid of the credit card debt of 10 grand, get rid of that ridiculous car payment of $340 a month. If you're going to help her out and buy her a car, that's good. Don't buy it before the bankruptcy; they'll take it from her. I mean, if it's worth more than $1,500 in equity. So here's what you do: 303-410-1720, winkandwink.com. They'll take good care of her. I don't know what else to say. I wish I had other things to say, because you know it would be good if there was a magic formula. But math doesn't lie. You know, people, if you're in debt right now, this is happening to you. It's not going to go away. It just doesn't go away. It gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And if you're looking for a used car, truck, SUV, or van, Rockies Auto, 63rd and Federal. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to have $4 or $5 grand. I'm really not. You might want to go to a private owner. Rockies might have something in that price range. Whatever you do, don't buy anything that's going to put her back in debt. But Rockies does have good deals. 63rd and Federal, Monday through Friday, 9 to 7. And then on Saturdays, they're going to be open 9 to 6, closed on Sunday. They have a huge selection, 40 lenders to choose from, and they have prices clearly marked on every car, so you don't have to waste time. They don't waste your time, and they have just enough, you know, like cars to that you're going to find something, really, because they have so many. 303-426-4646, 63rd and Federal.
Time to bring his screen up here. You have to log back in. Oh, so, well, the log is right there. That's what I did. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put in the email. That's what I forgot. That's a good email.
What was it?
K-How. Then you hit.
Tom, I marked that, but renters need to cover today.
MSN.com.
This is.
This right
Yeah,
here.
I'm sorry. I wrote it in. Suzanne gave me that, so I just wrote it there. I just didn't have the first name.
What do we got on here? You know,
There's a lot of problems.
oh, I don't know.
You know, the good things I've been finding is that a lot of these hellish emergency room bills and stuff that people get, they're very negotiable. I've been getting them to cut them in half, and then better sometimes just call them.
If they pay him up.
That's good. What's that?
If they pay him up right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Oh, those emergency rooms are terrible.
Yeah, you can rack up $6,000 in 2 hours.
10,000.
So, yeah. What'd you say?
Just for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like a look.
A headache.
Yeah, just walk in the door.
We had one go in for a migraine headache. $10,000.
Wow.
You know, Tom, when I was a kid, I made more than $800 a month. I just can't imagine.
That's Social Security.
Yeah, but I can't imagine living.
Hers is Social Security, yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I was
that's
14
terrible,
when I was
man.
making more money than that.
But she's living with her son too, though, so that should zero
I
rent.
know. But I'm just saying how hard that must be.
Oh, totally. Totally.
If you are a quality person, a talented and experienced craftsman,
Hey, Tom, are you coming to the seminar on Thursday?
I can't.
No, you know what? I mean, you signed up for it, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I did that for the, for the
Oh,
video.
for the video, got it.
I had to take screenshots.
Got it, okay.
But I had to really fill it
Okay, I
out.
thought, man, I'm glad you're coming.
No, I
I want you to come.
had to really fill it out, and I did it twice, I think.
Okay, good.
But, good, I'm glad that works, but you want to look at that, because I use a lot of screenshots.
You can pull it up here.
That's free half-day. You know, you have to take time to look at it.
Yeah, but you know, make sure this is what I'm showing right here, just to go over
And
it.
look at all the graphics.
I would love to.
Go ahead and hit.
We could put that on you guys also.
Hit the on, and go push the mic. What about when you're done talking? You don't gotta go say one.
Well, I gotta take it from certain things, but right now, I just want you to look
So
at
you
it.
did
This one's always done.
No,
Yeah.
I have to get this done first.
I
This
couldn't
one's
read your
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I only
I want to get this
Good,
done.
but we do about 15 seconds, 30 seconds.
Yeah, yes, well, no, what we delivered was specifically different.
Remember that?
Okay. What, 4% guys will return?
Yeah.
Possible?
Okay,
Then
then
it
it's
is
on
possible.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
It's fun, especially if
It's
someone
on there.
calls.
I got it.
Some days you found volume, but some around.
you guys
with a needle instead of a knife. Before you have surgery, consult Centennial Schultz at 303-963-9201.
So that's what, just if you ever look at, this is what's actually showing on YouTube and
That's
Facebook.
how one of the things on that, on those mortgages, it is 610, you're dead
So you're
on.
on way.
But reality is,
What?
it is 610,000, you're dead on that. But the reality is, if you would have kept
So I'm
those
trying to
loans for the full entirety, it would have been over $1 million. And that's
So 610, but he has to put away 3,000 a month, and what life insurance comes with that?
No, so, like I said, his is he's got two.
No, he has a
calls.
lump sum.
Yeah, he's
That's
doing the
right.
lump sum.
But how much lump sum is it?
He's doing 200K, so he's doing 100,000 year one, 100,000 year two.
And
He just
wait a
sold the
minute,
property.
and that money alone, or does he have to still make monthly payments?
So he's making he's going to take the money in 6 years, pay off the first mortgage, whatever he's
No,
doing.
here's what I
The
mean.
$1,200.
That 200 sits there for 6 years?
Yeah,
Just sits there.
Just sits there.
Then it pays off the first loan.
Pays off
Then
the
he
first
starts paying that loan back to himself.
Yep, the $1,200 when he was paying.
And then
the
in
mortgage
year
company.
11, he has enough to pay the second one.
Pay that off, and then he pays back the $1,200 plus what he was paying the other.
But he's still making monthly, okay.
Back to himself.
Oh, yeah, but he has extra monthly.
Exactly.
Okay, I see.
Hi, Tom Martino. Okay, we have become the banker in the house, and I want to explain a real plan with real numbers coming up in a minute. I really want you to hear this. I also want to tell you about Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. If you're buying or selling real estate, I get letters every day from people saying, thank you, Tom, thank you, Tom, thank you for telling us about Frank Duran, the real estate man. Frank is a great guy. He loves people, and he will take care of you. And he will treat you like you're the only customer he has. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Okay, now, on Become the Banker, for those who've asked, I'm going to give a real-life example of a guy. He's in the studio with us. And, you know, we can keep you anonymous, Doc, or we can have you tell your name. I don't really care. Since we're going to talk about mortgages and stuff, it's up to you. Do you want to stay anonymous? You can. You can just...
Doesn't matter to me.
I'll call you Doctor Who. I would like to do that. But anyway...
I've been called lots of things, but not that.
He's a pediatrician. We'll get to him in a minute here. Okay, 303-713-8255. Justin, what's happening, Justin?
So I called you last week about my Acura and the warranty. I've called the dealer. I called the finance manager. I've emailed. I've texted. And I just said I'd hate to get legal counsel involved. They have not responded at all. Except,
What's going on? Tell me the problem.
I bought a car. I got an extended warranty that they put into my lease without telling me until I noticed that it was in there.
Oh, wait. We talked about this.
Yeah.
Okay. And how much was that that extended warranty?
$3,000.
Now, if you're going to say it was out without your knowledge, but I'm sure if I look at the paperwork, it's in there.
It is. Because I asked, I said, what is this? And they said, oh, it's an extended warranty we added in for you. And I went,
so
okay.
how much? Okay, so that's financed with the car.
Correct.
So what's happening now?
They just aren't returning any of my phone calls. Or anything.
Okay, what are they turning down? What happened to your car?
The transmission went out, and I went to another Acura dealership closer, and they were trying to.
Oh, isn't this the one where they could not prove you had a warranty?
Yeah.
Okay, this is now I remember. They did, they charged you for a warranty, but you don't even know if you have a warranty.
Yeah, and I got a text message.
Didn't they say it? What didn't someone at some other Acura say that you do not have a registered warranty anywhere?
Correct. At Pikes Peak Acura, they said, we believe you don't have a warranty. We can't find it. The warranty company can't find it. and they were like, you need to figure out what's going on. And
Okay, so this dealer never called you back.
no, they texted me, and they just said, you can call the GM, but they said with the advent of legal counsel, we would stop communication. Well, I called the GM,
okay.
and they never called me back.
All right, so they're just using that as an excuse. What's the name of the dealer that ripped you off? If they charged you $3,000 and did not get you a policy, they ripped you off. What's the name of the dealer?
Pikes Peak Acura.
All right, we're going to call Pikes Peak Acura. Wait a minute, where are they located?
In Colorado Springs.
I think we had some problems with them before. Let's call Pikes Peak Acura. Deputy Clint, it's a very simple question. He paid $3,000 for an extended warranty. Where is it? Okay? Now, if they refuse to answer us, we'll do something. Justin, this is wrong.
Right.
You paid $3,000. Now, you have a problem right now. That's why you needed it, right?
Right. I mean, what they did is they picked up the car and fixed it myself and said they just did it as a service for me.
Well, good. At least they fixed it.
Yeah,
but you still want a warranty.
Well,
and
yeah.
I don't blame you. Listen, at least we got that done. I mean, you got that done.
Right.
Let's do this. I want you to start the small claims proceeding, though, to get your money back, because that dealer would have to come and answer to a judge as to what you paid for. But Deputy Clint, pick him up. He's on line 2. All right, Justin, we're going to take care of that, all right? Now, Peter, what's happening with you? Hello, Peter.
Hi, how are you?
What's going on?
Oh, nothing. I was humiliated yesterday.
How?
And I'm not really sure if there's too much you can do to help. I really don't think there is. But if anything, I just want people to know that they don't get the same scam.
How are you humiliated? How humiliated?
Well, pretty damn humiliated.
How?
Here's the thing, Tom. Well, I was scammed by a phone call that just took yesterday. I had been in the process of paying some bills. I'd been very busy for the past couple of months and got late on a few bills.
All right, so what happened?
I get a phone call from Excel Energy with an automated system.
Now, was it really Excel?
Excel says it wasn't. My caller ID says it was.
Well, hold on. They can spoof that, though. They can spoof that, and I don't think it. Excel doesn't do scams, so it has to be somebody else. Because really, as much as we don't like our power company, they don't pull scams. Okay, so what happened?
I agree.
What happened?
I got a phone call, and it was an automated system telling me that my bill was past due, and I was scheduled for disconnection. And if I'd like, I can either call Excel Energy at Excel Energy's actual 800 number.
Oh.
Or I can wait on hold to speak to a billing representative.
Did you stay on hold?
Yes, I did.
And who did you talk to? Some person who represented themselves as Excel?
Yes, she got on the phone and she said, "Hi, my name is Lisa Willis from Excel Energy."
What does she want?
Department. She wanted me to have my bill paid immediately in order to stop any type of disconnect.
How did she want you to pay?
By money pack, which under normal circumstances,
yeah, you know that's not
totally
Excel.
Refused. Yeah, but at the time I didn't.
Wait, did you actually make the payment?
Yes, I did.
Money pack. What is money pack?
Money pack is a form of payment that's issued by Green Dot, which is like a prepaid debit card service that allows money to be transferred instantly.
So how much did you pay?
$650.
I want to know how they knew you were behind.
I want to know how they knew my account number.
Well, then hold on a second. Let's get somebody on. Listen, public service. I mean, Excel. He'll come on. I've been working with him for 25 years at least. So hold on. Let's just talk to them. Okay. Wait a sec. Let's. Who do I want? Stutz, I believe. Yeah. Let's see. I think that's who we want. Mark Stutz, I believe. See who it is there, Daff. I'm sorry if I forgot your name, Mark. It's me. It's not you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Nikita, what's going on, Nikita?
Yes, hi, Tom. How are you doing today?
What's happening?
First of all, I want to say I'm a client of Wink and Wink, and they are great people.
Well, I'm glad that you're getting a fresh start. Please let it be a fresh start and don't repeat the mistakes.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing that. But my situation is with a company called Rent to Own.
What about it?
Well, basically, they help people that have bad credit.
Yeah, and they usually screw people. I mean, in my opinion, it's a screw job, but, you know, you pay so much more for that crap. Anyway, are you on a rent-to-own plan right now?
Thank God I canceled my credit card because...
Was this post-bankruptcy or before bankruptcy?
Oh, it was after my bankruptcy.
Well, that's bad because now it's going to survive. So are they coming out?
No. Well, they rent-to-own claims they only charge $1 for their services. Okay. And then what they do is they transfer you over to Lexington Law to sort of build your credit and help you get a house.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of crap. So what happened?
Yes. Well, basically, I'm a driver, and I picked up a guy that looked pretty shady, and he was going. I sort of lucked out because he was going to work that morning to rent to own, and rent to own is sort of a hidden turd, not a hidden gem. You can't find them, you know.
But wait a minute. How does this all affect you? How did you get affected? How can we help you?
Well, I'm just doing this as informative-wise because I did cancel my credit card and stuff.
But how did they?
I was just like,
how did you get scammed?
Well, basically, what they did was they charged me $1, and then they sent me over to their buddy, Lexington Law, that started deducting $140 a month out of my account. Under the guise of helping you build credit. Right. And like I said, when I did finally drop this guy off at Rent to Own, I walked upstairs to sort of give them a piece of my mind. Yeah. And everybody that worked in there were on probation, parole. From what so what's the message, Nikita? What's the message? The Rent to Own. The message is that if people knew the type of people that had their personal information, like their Social Security numbers, their credit card numbers, they would do a backflip, you know. And Rent to Own is one of the biggest scams. Well, Nikita, here's what happens. It's called upselling. You know, when you called, you're calling Rent to Own because you probably can't afford to buy it and you have bad credit. And then they say, hey, you know, for $1, we can get you some counseling. They charge you $1, then send you to Lexington Law. And sometime in the conversation, they tell you that they're going to help you build credit, and then you agree to a monthly payment somewhere in that conversation. But they do it in such a slick way that people, the next thing they know, they're being collected. But Nikita, you had to have given him your credit card number or something. So, but I'm happy you called us. People, be careful with anything you give out on the phone. Now listen, I need to take a break, but I want to talk to Excel. So Mark, I'm hoping you can hang on. There are people calling in your name, or maybe it is Excel. They're taking money by MoneyPack, and if it's not Excel, how the hell do they know account numbers and balances due? Is somebody at Excel running a scam? Are they getting information from Excel? We're going to talk about this. It's pretty damn serious. Listen, if you have back issues and you're looking for chiropractic, Bright Light Chiropractic is a bright light in my life. I started going there. Why? Because he's a real chiropractor, and I am so happy to finally find what I call a real chiropractor. These are chiropractors who aren't doing fake stem cell therapy. They're not doing fake therapies at all. This guy, Dr. Mike Hederscheit, is a neurochiropractor doing torque release technique with a hand activator. He does targeted adjustments for your back to give you relief. And, of course, it helps your body heal itself. If you love chiropractic, you'll love Bright Light. If you've just started looking into chiropractic, you will love Bright Light. It's brightenyourfamily.com. It's only $50 for a complete workup with x-rays and digital scans, thermal scans of your back, just $50. And then, you know, adjustments are as low as $30 to $50 each, depending on how many you get. It's a deal, and the guy does it right there. You're not sent all over town. He doesn't have multiple offices. It's just a great guy in a family office. BrightenYourFamily.com. It's at University and County Line. Dr. Mike Hederscheit, Bright Light Chiropractic. If you have more serious problems and you're looking for stem cell, listen carefully. Don't go to a chiropractor for stem cell therapy. I'm sorry, but they don't have true living stem cells. They have growth hormones, and they have amniotic fluid. Centeno Schultz for true stem cell therapy. Centeno Schultz, 303-963-9201.
What do you think, Dave? Fun so far, isn't it? Yeah.
You're not offering stem cells, right?
We don't do that. Pediatrics. They have their own.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
You've heard about that, the
Oh, yeah.
only they're not stem cells, it's the.
Whatever they happen to have.
Whatever fluid they got.
Whatever.
Say it's MRI.
So listen, I want to just understand this as we explain. So
Absolutely.
he puts in 100 and 100, right?
Yep.
Total 200. Correct. Now, when he does, or is it 200? Yeah, 200. So when he does that, now, then at year 6, after that's paid off, he's paying back his policy.
Yep, then what he was paying the mortgage
Right. And then in year 11, he then pays off that. And then he still pays himself back again.
Yep.
And in 15, he's totally paid off. That's but when he's paying off, oh Jesus, okay.
Yeah, they let him know that year 11.
Are the payments he's paying, when he pays off himself, there's a period there, he's paying on the first mortgage, plus, no, he's not paying years. So then once the first mortgage is paid off, he's saving that mortgage payment.
Right.
And then he starts paying
Flying into
Isn't that beautiful? Now, see, Tom, tell him what the end result was. What's the end result going to be? How much money will you have?
The gentleman had already hung up about the mom, the $20,000 car.
Yeah.
She said she would help him for free, so I don't know what, Melinda Mackey, who's on our referral list. Well, no, she's our, yes. And so I don't know if you want to say something, if he wants to call back to me. I don't even remember what his name was.
Oh, it was, his name was Ray. His name was Ray.
I'll figure it out. Now listen, did you call, what did you buy?
They have to call me back. You know that transistor was only $126?
Yeah, but here's the deal.
I know.
Those guys have to show a warranty. They charge them $3,000 for a warranty.
I've got the general manager's name. I've got a message in him.
This is bullshit.
The Raleigh House is a premier
And then not calling them back.
located here in Colorado. You'll
What's that?
speak to
And
someone
then not calling them back.
I know.
all evidence-based treatments designed to help reduce
They've been
substance abuse.
jerks
No more
about the whole thing. You went to
excuses,
Courtesy
no more
Accurate,
denials. Get the
they
help
repaired
you
it, and
need.
they've
Some
been
health
trying to help me.
insurance
They've
covers
been
the
wonderful.
cost. Call today for a free, no
That's a
obligation
good dealer.
consultation. The Raleigh House,
He'd be way ahead, just to
720-893-5559.
Yeah, just take it off.
But I'm sure they put in the loan, so it'll be tough to get.
Get help with highly respected, skilled trial attorneys.
They're not going to honor it.
He's offering a free initial
I'm going to say he doesn't have it, then you can say, well, I'm not paying for it. It's up to him what he wants to do.
It's $126 a month for the.
No, the repair was $126.
Oh, okay. How much? Well, they can't break it out with an extra $3,000.
Think again. If you suffer from any
They charge them $3,000. They roll it into the loan.
Yeah.
They probably can't break it out. How much that extra $3,000 is costing them per month?
Oh, per month.
Just the newest
Sure they can.
proven treatment from Europe using acoustic energy.
They got their little thing there that calculates out how much everything is per month.
Blood vessels
They should
and
do it.
erectile tissue with
They should do
shorter
it.
in-office sessions. Safe and effective ED treatment.
But when you talk to him, ask if the salesman got his bonus for it.
full information.
Got what?
Got his bonus.
Oh, for selling warranty?
Extra bonuses for the
Yeah.
warranty.
Well, I can't understand how he got warranty. Who sells them just stuck it in there.
No, he told him.
Oh, okay.
He asked, what about this? And then he said, oh, yeah, we just thought we'd put that in there for
Oh,
you.
he did just put it in there.
Correct.
Website at evolutionmedicalgroup.com.
When you think about
But
home
he didn't
loans,
ask
think
for it.
ideal home loans and the help they can give you.
We want to work with
Credit
affordability.
life,
What you
diamond
make as a
glaze
payment
finish.
loan so that you're comfortable and something
For your situation. Call Brent Ivanson
What do they call that,
at 303-867-7000.
Undertow, that.
Undercoating.
Undercoated.
Yeah.
Undercoated.
Help when you need it most.
I don't even know what that is.
NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL. Never worry about breakdowns with Pro Auto Care. You'll have total peace of mind knowing you'll never be stranded because Pro Auto Care offers free roadside assistance for each and every customer. When Pro Auto Care services your car, you get a free 36,000-mile warranty complete with roadside assistance. All based on these expert tests.
Some days, you never know.
I know. They replace us.
Yeah.
And it feels trash paper questions today.
I just got to see the Excel one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to use that anymore.
Hi, Tom Martino here.
Flexident of Colorado.com. There are people who have hail damage from last year. Some just had hail damage a few days ago. You have a year to get that done, or you're going to lose your right to put in a claim. Some people don't want to put in a claim. They just have dings. They want to get them fixed. Flexident is a paintless dent repair on my referral list with multiple locations and appointments available now. Flexident of Colorado.com. Call. They have years of experience, and they have just the perfect methods, and they know how to execute this. If paintless dent repair is not done the right way, it'll stretch the metal and it'll look worse. So just because it's paintless doesn't mean it's easy or automatic. Don't settle for just somebody who puts up a tent and calls themselves a dent repair. It's Flexident of Colorado, the best. 303-619-6273. Flexident of Colorado.com. Okay. So Mark Stutz from Excel Energy, I want to get him on. Mark, you know, I don't think that Excel Energy purposely perpetrates or otherwise perpetrates a scam, but this is curious to us because Peter was called, and Peter was told he owes money to Excel, and he's going to be shut off. And then they knew his account number, and he had to pay by MoneyPack. Do you guys call and accept payments by MoneyPack?
Hey, Tom. Good morning. Hey, the first thing everyone should know is that if you get a call from somebody saying Excel Energy is going to shut you off right away, the best thing to do is just thank you, hang up, and then call us back. We generally notify customers by email or by mail, sometimes by email, I guess, if you go online. But generally, we don't call and put pressure on people to pay right away on the phone.
But do you know, do you guys accept MoneyPack? Have you ever heard of a solicitor working for Excel telling someone to pay?
Not really. What we see is people demanding on the phone like Green Dot or prepaid credit cards.
Right, that's what I mean.
With MoneyPack.
It is a prepaid credit card.
We just don't do that. Again, just, you know, if you get this kind of pressure, you hang up and call us back. Then you know that you're calling us at our number.
I understand.
With the company.
Peter.
Yes.
Did she truly have, or he? Was it a he or she?
It was a she.
Did she have your actual account number?
Yes, she did. She had my full account number. She had my address. It was like somebody had stolen a bill. She had all that information. You know what I mean? She had my address. She had my account number.
How do they get that, Mark? Do people at Excel maybe give it to their buddies? I mean, can people...
No, Tom, they don't. Tom, we don't even sell our customer list to marketing companies. We protect them.
Can someone who works at Excel gain that information if they wanted to and give it to a friend?
I personally can't. You have to be trained and work in our customer care area. So that's a relatively small group of people. So can I tell you it never happens? I can't say I was definitive.
Where do you think people would get his information?
Well, we put our information out all the time on the web when we're filling out applications. I mean, somebody could go through his garbage. Somebody could have found the bill somewhere. I mean, I can think of a lot of different scenarios, but the ability to get it from us, from somebody at Excel Energy or online, that's just not very likely because we guard those. Again,
so Peter, you know, I don't know. As with all identity theft, Peter, they found a way to get your account number. And
sure.
and how much did you spend?
$650.
Well, did you have a balance due? How did they know that?
What they knew was that I had a balance due of $284, and it was 30 days past due, which they were correct on, 100%.
Then they got your bill.
Yeah, that's my assumption. And they had told me, and you also have a pending deposit, which we had placed over your account to be separated into a few payments, but because you've gone into disconnect status, we're going to require all of that to be paid immediately, otherwise we're not going to be able to remove the disconnection.
And they told you to get a prepaid credit card.
Yes, I actually told them that, you know, I can pay with a debit card over the phone. It's not a problem, which luckily they couldn't do, but otherwise I would have been in a worse boat. But he told me it has to be processed immediately, and the only way we can process immediate payments is either via Western Union or MoneyPack.
Did they leave a phone number?
I have their phone number that came off of the caller ID, and then a phone number I was given to contact them back once the payment had processed and get the confirmation number for my payment.
You probably won't be able to trace those, Tom. We've been through this.
Oh,
before.
no.
Peter.
Wait. What about? No, I want before you go, Peter, for the number they told you to call back, not the one on caller ID. That could be spoofed. That could be indeed Excel's number.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean
the number that showed up on my caller ID was Excel's 1-800 customer service number.
Okay, and they can spoof that. There's now stuff to spoof that. But I do, before you get off the line, I want you to give us that other number. What were you going to say,
problem.
Mark? Mark Stutz, Excel Energy.
If we haven't paid yet, Peter, if you haven't paid anything yet, the thing to do immediately is call 800-895-4999. Again, 800-895-4999, and talk to one of our reps. They'll confirm who you are. You'll know you're calling us. And
he's already paid. He's already lost. He already lost $650. But again, it's not your fault, I guess.
No, and the people at Excel Energy were extremely helpful in trying to get me straightened out. Granted, it took a while before I was able to contact the right people, but I did get in touch with them, and you know they did what they can to help me.
Okay, I want to warn everyone:
if stop the fraudulent charge,
if Excel calls, look up their number, make sure you got the right number, and call them. And Mark, that number is only what?
800-895-4999. Hey, Tom, if somebody calls you and you're the least bit uncomfortable, even if it's us, we're not going to be offended if you hang up and call us back at the number that I just
Hold on.
So,
Sean, you have a comment on this. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, hey, Tom. In some past investigations dealing with this type of problem, we've been successful in either calling or having the person that lost the money call the fraud line at whatever service that he used, Green Dot, etc. And a lot of times these people haven't cashed out these payments yet.
Really?
Because these cards are being cycled back and forth between different people for different things, and they can actually put a stop on that.
You've had you've had people do that through Green Dot?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Well, they bought them, and up to a week later, they still haven't cashed them.
All right, thank you. Hold on a sec. You know, Peter, why don't you call them, the people who issue the card, and tell them all about it? If you have the information on the card.
I've tried. There is no actual way to speak to a live representative regarding these things. They just ask you to submit a fraud report via their website.
Okay.
And within 5 business days, they'll investigate it.
Well, at least that's something. Would you let us know how that goes? Because I would be interested to know that. All right? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Absolute Radon Safety gives you absolute peace of mind. This is a time when a lot of homes are being bought and sold, and some people, they get a high radon number and they immediately think thousands of dollars are going to go down the drain trying to get my house sold now, or if I have to buy a house, I'm not buying one with high radon. Absolute Radon Safety can do testing, follow-up testing, or initial testing starting at just $20. Then here's the most important part. Most all problems can be mitigated and brought back into compliance for safety for just $899. That's what Absolute Radon Safety does, just $899. Takes all the mystery out of it. $899. There's only a few exceptions, and even those are just a few hundred more. 303-880-0682. 303-880-0682. Look for Absolute Radon Safety, and it's AbsoluteRadonSafety.com. I went out to the Art of Granite, and I met Mitch. I love this story about Mitch. Came to America with $300 in his pocket. He starts working in
That's what you got to try. Well, he wasn't trying to rip us off. He was looking for,
and then he makes it beautiful.
Care of the process. Right. So he was real honest with me about stuff. He said anything with an account number, he was showing me even utility bills. We've been doing that.
Artificial or what they call. But I mean, at the end of the day, if somebody asks for that kind of information over the phone,
I know that from the bill, they have account numbers and they can build those account numbers into databases where they can find out a bunch of where's your bill paperless? What's that? I don't get any paper bills at all anymore.
I'm wondering if someone did his trash.
What's that?
I wonder if someone did dig through his trash.
He was showing me all the stuff that.
And he does got a business. So it could have been an employee too. Wow. He's got two businesses. Yeah, I talked to him earlier, that's why I called him.
That's a thought about an employee.
Has a possible solution.
Or an ex-employee.
895-0500. Does your current loan allow you to access your equity without
Well, they do
financing for
everything.
another loan at higher rates? Does your current loan allow your equity to make your mortgage
The technology for
without late
scamming
fees?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
We have a loan that allows you those freedoms, all for 30 years. This could be the last loan you
A lot of it, they just sell it. They get their information, they sell it.
Access your equity when you need it. Skip payments. Call AIM for details. 720-895-0500. If you're tired of paying all that interest up front on a traditional 30-year fix, call 720-895-0500 and let us save you thousands. Home of the Asset Manager. Locally owned and operated where it is. All about you. 720-895-0500. Regulated by DOR, NMLS 298191, Equal Credit Lender.
Your home is more than a valued asset. It can be an energy producer, too. With Cam Solar, Denver's most trusted solar energy company. With more than 3,000 solar
Big
projects.
idea, huh?
What's that?
You got a big idea?
Protect yourself from
A big idea?
Yeah. So you text
solar guy.
Oh, yeah, I do. I do.
Oh, no, that idea.
I thought you were talking about this. I'm not going to have a big idea.
Oh, did it go blank? Oh, every once in a while you got to move your mouse just to make sure it stays.
No, I do have a.
I'm done with Peter. Keep up here, okay? In other words, I don't have anything to tell him. Sometimes I just forget I took a call.
This company has a job Russian companies too, that they're putting together a curriculum for consumers. Financial planning. Like, we were thinking about, we actually started the website already on that, is that we're going to teach consumers, some financial planning concepts. And then basically, because we believe in education anyway, we have a school for financial planners. So that we want to revise. Because we have a website called smartmoneymoves.org, and we have a curriculum, like teaching people how to pay for college, how to complete their financial aid, divorce financial planning, long-term care, all those things that consumers need to learn. Without having to go to an agent or an advisor, Right. So at the meeting tomorrow, at the seminar, what I'd like to do, I'd like to ask the group of people that we have, what topics they would like to find.
I think we covered most of all of them. I think
I think that we
mortgages,
keep it
wills.
real basic.
Yeah. So I mean, those are all hot topics: bankruptcies, divorce. All insurances.
That's going to be exciting. We believe in it. I don't know. I think you know that. We own the school. We're financial planners, right? Yeah. I bought the school about 20 years ago, and we teach financial advisors. They're continuing education. So like stockbrokers, financial planners, insurance people, they come to our school to renew their licenses, just like you have to have CE. Okay, the same thing. We are the oldest school in Colorado. So we've been teaching that since 1991. So people come to us about to become the bank. We teach 140 courses. Become the banker something you want.
All right, listen.
We're going to talk about a lump sum payment made into a life insurance policy in a few minutes here that it will pay off 2 mortgages and have somebody with a big nest egg for retirement that they help funded with interest that they paid on this policy on purpose by paying off their mortgages. And it's all going to happen in 15 years. Everything's paid off completely. 2 mortgages. And money in the pocket. I mean, a lot of money where it can be drawn on for the rest of his life. Now, this is crazy, real example. And you got to stay tuned. Right after the break, I'm going to do this. And this is for everyone who had a question about it, okay? Become the banker. Jake's got a timeshare question. Go ahead, Jake. What's going on?
Yeah, I got a question on these people who keep advertising the timeshare, how to get out of it.
Yeah, most of them are ripoffs, okay? Now, even the good ones have a tough time. The good ones, like, for example, Timeshare Exit Team, they do a lot of advertising. Now, even they have had some problems getting people out and have delayed. They've taken care of most every problem I sent to them. They had a delay at one time, but it's not automatic. Now, they do a good job, but so does the Finn Law Group, the Finn, F-I-N-N Law Group out of Florida. They're on our referral list. But don't, listen, Jake, don't, a lot of these are just crooks. They really are. They don't do what they say. They say they have buyers standing by and all that crap. The only way to really get out of a timeshare is to get a release from the original developer, because they're the ones that have you on the hook. And when they finance you, there's a clause in your note somewhere that says if you let this timeshare be sold, you're on the hook for all of the future fees if the future buyers default.
Wow.
Are you on a timeshare? Do you have a timeshare, Jake?
Yeah, I have a timeshare, and really I never used it.
Most people don't.
Yeah, I paid it, and now I'm trying to get out from under those darn fees every year.
How much are the fees?
600 and don't know the exact now.
God, the timeshare industry, in my opinion, is the biggest rip-off industry. It's financial herpes. You really can't get rid of them unless you get released. And it's disgusting, I'm telling you. You need to get... Look, why don't you call the Finn Law Group? Daphne, give them the phone number, the Finn Law Group, and see what they can do. What do you got it? What is it?
855-346... 6529.
6529. Okay, I hope you got that. Give it to him off the air then, Daff, if you didn't get it. Leela, or Leah, whatever, is it Leah? Leela, what's going on?
Leela, yes, thank you for answering the call, Tom. I sure appreciate you. I need your help.
What's going on?
In November, we have become predatory people around here at this apartment community. And this is much greater than just a towing issue. In November, my vehicle was towed, as well as dozens of other vehicles. And I work in the community as a housing health policy advocate.
Were these cars illegally parked?
These cars were not illegally parked. I live in an affordable housing community, which has become very unaffordable because of the towing things that they're doing.
But why are they towing if you're parked legally?
Well, I will give you one example. For me, my vehicle was towed. I came out and they said that because the tag had fallen off, I guess because of weather, it fell off and it fell just right inside the vehicle. And it was towed, as well as others. But when I got to the tow company to retrieve my vehicle, I said, this is not true. I had my tag. I put it in. Everything was in place. It had to have fallen inside. So the tow truck driver comes with me, one of the employees. He sees it inside the vehicle. I still don't get my money back.
No, they're not going to give your money back, Leela. They're going to say it was expired.
Yeah,
see, Leela, technically, in the rules and regs, they usually say if there's an expired or abandoned vehicle. I can't help you with that particular tow, but I want to know if they're doing this in general illegally. I mean, yours is muddy. Let's put it that way. It's not as clear cut. But have there ever been cars just towed for no reason at all?
Yes, sir.
Can you get me some victims? Okay, but you're saying the car is there, it's legal, they're registered with the affordable housing complex, they live there, and their cars were towed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you get me some names of people this happened to? Because that is predatory. If they are towing cars just to make money, what excuse do they give for towing a car completely legally parked and the people have the car registered and they live there? What excuse does the towing company give?
Well, they said that it is a management that gets it towed. Management says that if it is illegally parked. I said, wait a minute. I have done some research. City and County of Denver code and ordinances state that 55-178 states that.
Listen, all I need to know is, are they illegally parked or not?
No, sir. They are not illegally parked. One vehicle recently was towed, had a temporary tag on it.
All right, hold on, and we'll come back. Daff, try to get some more information on this. Maybe Deputy Clint can help you and call the apartment complex. Let's do that during the break. Coming up, an astounding example of Become the Banker, a real-life example.
Speaking of, I served at tow company.
Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan, because Ideal wants to make sure if they do a refinance for you, they put you in a better position than you were in before. Ideal is the only lender that offers
So that Tom is back and with the photos of the deck, Dan sending them to you, and I'm saying, I'm trying to get in.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry about my comments. I just make my comments quickly. Don't worry about them.
No, I know. I was just letting you know what I was
We're
doing.
doing great. We are. We're doing great.
Yeah.
It is a pretty crappy looking deck.
So I use this.
Just like a cash offer, you are actually approved. All they're waiting for is an appraisal and written guarantees that your pricing will be a certain amount and it will not change.
Reality, we want to use it.
303-867-7000. Ideal Home Loans.
So we 5, 6 years. Paid off, so these numbers all pop up.
First Talk Station 630 K-House, an iHeartRadio station with Russ Kavinsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW Denver.
It's just based off of using the whole cash value, not leaving some behind. The software, it wants you to keep, it wants you to keep 20% behind. Because for emotional buys, for example, you don't like to get paid off because you're already cash positive in a lot of areas. So, that's the only reason why, just when you're looking at the report.
No, I saw that.
And what it shows, how much interest you saved at the end of the picture, and in 30 years, you actually have close to $700,000 liquidity.
That's great.
So it's just it's actually, yeah. So this is, really, the numbers when you pull this 1,200 for the first property, it's software couldn't try. Yeah, it has to be more, because this my software was pushing it way up.
Ballpark.
Okay, good. I put it about 1357. That was more realistic. Yeah, because when I was putting it in, it'll tell me if it's not accurate for the part. But I just wanted to give you an idea.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, and
see those real numbers.
Yeah, and just how much.
What's going on?
This is the important thing is you're going to save close to $400,000 in interest.
What's going on?
Even though we can't talk about that, but that's $400,000 you're saving.
Right.
Not paying into the mortgage company.
You put it back in your pocket for retirement. You get everything else paycheck for life.
Yep, and if we did end up going with the two policies, like we were talking about, replacing your VUL and then doing this as well, we get a cash value at 860. 15 years at 868, I think we were looking at, get close to like $370,000 tax-free cash with your properties paid off and all that money in your pocket. So pretty, like you said,
very attractive.
With that, you put it in there and you have liquidity. So just so you had a little bit of information.
That's just using the money I've got now, not putting anything else, not changing anything.
No, nothing.
Just every same dollar that you're spending today. That's the key. Same money you're spending today. Just no more than you're spending. So it's amazing.
I'll hold you guys 10 years ago.
Well, it's not too late, Jeff. It's not too late.
It's never too late.
Like I say, it's the going.
So anyway, first in your class. And a first-class, first-in-class top brass like yourself deserves progressive business.
Well, no, even since we talked last week, understanding the model a little bit more, it's made so much more sense.
That's why I think because I was like 20 years ago, I gave more. I don't believe in the stock market. I mean, I used to be a stock owner for EF.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? There's no need for that product to be at the market at the end. See, I mean, if you look at the stock market,
how much time do I have, bro?
It has returned less than 3%.
Do me a favor and get a chance. I think I'm making it. When you get a chance, think I left my cell phone down. When I call, I work, but I know you can do ups and downs.
Okay, I really don't have it right now.
You never sit there going
It's just for line one, Tom, and putting it in front of your desk.
I like it. Peace of mind.
Peace of mind,
protection for your identity.
I deal with guarantees.com.
That's truly a best
for an extra 10% off the low starting price of $7.99 a month.
You know, so many people call me when they're injured and they say, Tom, who should I call? And I say, John Fuller for law. John Fuller has seen all kinds of cases,
something will happen,
and he can give
whether
you an
it's
honest
a new furniture,
assessment of that case. Personal injury is nothing to fool around about. The other side will always try to minimize your claim. The other side will always try to make you feel greedy or not entitled. You need someone who will fight for you. If it's someone else's fault, you should be taken.
Yeah, we say 3 hours. You just sit there speedy.
It's not something you can ever do on your own. So if you have a serious case, John Fuller will tell you and
Hey, Dan, we'll take some pictures, you know, I'd like to have, David take some pictures of Tom.
Just make sure you get him before he goes.
Oh, yeah, no,
you have problems as a result. His website,
I'll get your phone ready
JohnR. John
Dave,
R.
I'll get your phone ready so that we'll take some pictures.
Look for John Fuller on my referral list at referrallist.com.
Retirement can last
I hate when my
30 or
financial
more
planner
years. No
or my
wonder the number
advisor
one
sends
retirement
me
fear is
encrypted
running out of
messages.
money.
You gotta
So
go
how
through
do
all
you
this
feel?
shit to
Are
read.
you
They just,
confident your retirement
they said
savings
all they
will
have to
last
do is
throughout
such
your
BS.
retirement years? This is Linda Gardner with Blue Heron Capital.
Is it
Focus
true?
Your money, your retirement, for
That they
every
have to do
Saturday
that?
right
Yeah.
here on
I
6:30
mean,
a.m.
they're working for,
This is
major
how
companies
you
like that,
create
that's their
income
compliance
strategy that
departments,
you
they
won't
make them do it.
outlive. A strategy
It's not
to
that they
show
have to,
you
but
what you can
they're
spend
doing it
with
for compliance
confidence,
reasons.
maintain your lifestyle,
fraudulent
and
stuff.
follow your retirement
disclosures and all that
dreams.
kind of
You
stuff.
worked hard
We
and
need a
saved for your
signature
retirement.
document.
You know, just like
To make sure you
just
have
like the
income to last
prospectus
your
of any
lifetime.
investment.
Call today
You know, it's
for
like
your
maybe
complimentary
50
no
pages
obligation
long,
visit
and
and
it's
see
all
how to
about
get
the
started
disclaimers
with
that
your
this
own
policy,
retirement
that this
income
investor
strategy.
gives money,
An income you
you know,
won't
all
outlive.
that I
Call
usually
right
have,
now.
nobody actually reads.
Nobody reads it. Hey, you never brought the full policy on your
or online,
Jackson
your
policy.
money, your retirement.
When you go home, I want you to open it up and look at when the policy lasts. It'll show you probably a year like 70 or maybe 75. Your policy will show away.
The VUL?
Yeah, the VUL because of the market tied to it. The market's not formula or the guarantee side of it's not going to withhold.
Yeah.
And it costs more every single year to have that policy. So just take a look at that. I should have grabbed that before you came, so we can talk about it on there, but no worries. We'll, okay. I think it's just important to know that. It's what happened with all the universal life ULs. They're not guaranteed. So the older you
They
get,
have a cash.
your cash will increase every single year because the cost of insurance goes up every single year. So
See, that's part
as it goes like this,
Okay.
it's not enough.
I get, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a term insurance policy.
Okay. All right.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Love being here, helping you solve problems, answer questions, taking complaints. Yes, that's what I do, and I love doing it. This hour brought to you by artofgranite.net, saving you money. Artofgranite.net, they are direct stone importers. And everyone who has used them writes to me and says thank you. I mean, the ones who write to me who use them say, thank you, Tom. This guy is great. You will never get a better deal when it comes to the whole kitchen enchilada because you get the bathroom done free. All wholesale on the stone. He's a direct stone importer, so it's all wholesale. He only charges for fabrication and installation. That's it. And a small markup on cabinets. The tear out, the haul away, free. The bathroom, free. The only thing you pay above is the fabrication installation, and then you pay wholesale on whatever stone you get. He'll give you prices on the phone. That's the hallmark. 303-386-5919, artofgranite.net. Okay, so we're talking about Become the Banker. I want to give a real-life example. I know people think, okay, Tom, you're only doing this because they're a sponsor. Okay, first of all, I'm going to give you a clue. Every broadcasting outlet in the entire world, they all have sponsors, okay? But here's the deal. I get to choose mine based on what they do. I want to give you a real-life scenario, okay? This is a real-life scenario. This Doctor Who came in and says, hey, he's a pediatrician. I'm just doing that for his own privacy. You may not care, Doc, but we're going to talk about finances. You had some money saved up in the bank. What is it from? Or just money that you saved up, right? A lot of people are in that position. Now, if you're not in that position, people, there are plans for you. But you had about 200 grand in the bank.
Yeah,
and you
just
said
sold a recent rental property.
Well, okay, what the 200 grand? If you didn't do this, how much would it make you? If you did trading, Dan, Deputy Dan, what do you average in a year? But you work your ass off doing day trading. What do you average in your accounts a year, Dan?
Oh, geez, that really depends
Come
year
on.
to year. Anywhere from, I don't know.
What's your bad year?
Oh, minus.
Oh, minus
15.
But what is? But Mark Major, he's a fanatic. But no one does that. Not in real life. You don't day trade. I mean, normal people make, if they're lucky, 2 to 3% really. Honest to God, they do. You know, I mean, I guess you could get in some long-term stuff better if you have a really sharp financial planner. Jordan?
And taxable. Keep that in mind.
All taxable. Now,
taxable.
Did you hear about Become the Banker from me?
You bet I did.
Oh,
yeah.
Doc, thanks. Seriously, you trusted me. So you went to see him. Now, they have a plan for you. And this plan is laid out in black and white. But I want to summarize some stuff and just ask some questions. This plan, he had 200 grand, said, what I can do. Jordan says, if you deposit that, and you can't do it all in 1 year. You have to do 100 grand 1 year, 100 grand the next year. That will become your... Now, listen, folks, this is unbelievable. Because this 200 grand, listen to what it's doing. 200, that's it. 200. No monthly payments in addition. Just $200,000, okay? That's all. He puts it, and I mean that's a lot, but you put it in this account. He now has life insurance. But he also has something else. A guaranteed compounded return of 4% plus a 1% dividend. And it sits there for how long before he makes his first move? 6 years?
6 years.
Now, if an emergency needs the money, he can get it the next day.
Day one.
But it sits there for 6 years.
6 years, and then he pulls it.
And in 6 years, he takes a loan out to pay for his rental or his primary?
The rental.
He pays his rental mortgage off that he has. Now, that's a $250,000 mortgage, right? What are you paying monthly on that?
About $1,800, $1,900.
Okay, so in year 6, without putting another dime in this policy, your rental is paid off. Now you owe yourself, or your policy, you owe yourself 250 grand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jordan, but he's saving that $1,800 a month he was paying to the mortgage company.
You got it.
He then pays that to himself.
Yep, right back into the policy. Releasing
now,
that
does
late.
he pay more than $1,800?
He can if you'd like, but ideally we ran it.
You ran it with the same numbers.
Same
now
payments.
listen to this, folks. There's nothing. This is what is brilliant. So his monthly payments have not changed from day one. He put 200 grand in. It sat there for 6 years, and then without paying another dime more, his rental's paid off. And still without paying another dime off, he pays that $1,800 back to his policy. That's in year 6. Then in year 11, he has enough, without doing any more payments than he was normally making, he has enough to pay off his primary residence.
You got it.
And that's 360 grand.
Yep.
Now, how much are you paying a month on your 360 grand?
About $2,500 total.
About $2,500. So now you're saving $4,300 a month. Now, without changing your monthly payment, you start making $4,300 a month payments back to yourself. Now, all this time, you're gaining interest on the principal because you didn't pull it out. It's a security against the insurance. The insurance is charging you about 4% or 5. What?
4.7.
About 4.6 in interest, but you're overpaying that interest, right? So now, in year 15, you stop making all payments, right? Your Become the Banker policy has paid off the rental, it's paid off your primary home, and you never, ever made a dime more in monthly payments than you're doing right now.
Exactly.
So with making the same exact monthly payments, from now for 15 years, 2 mortgages are paid off, and you still have the $200,000 plus how much?
300. It's total of, call it 360,000.
He'll have $360 in his bank. That's $160 more than he put in, plus 2 mortgages paid off, all in 15 years. And in those, and how much interest is he saving on those mortgages?
Close to about 500,000, 400 to 500, because he would have paid about $1 million.
Now, Doc, this is real life. I am sitting here. I swear to God, I'm sitting here thinking there's got to be something else to it. Now you're taking now a lot of people say, well, yeah, he's sacrificing 200 grand, but that 200 grand never leaves your possession. It sits in a banker account. It earns interest and it's compounded. In year 6, it pays off one loan. You start applying those payments to yourself, and in year 11, it pays off the second loan. Then you apply both of those payments to yourself, and in year 15, everything's paid off, and you have 360 in your account, and it's still compounding. So then in year 20, how much is he going to have?
Oh, give me 1 second here. Year 20, he's going to have close to about 421,000.
About 421,000. Now, that 421,000 in year 20. Okay, now, people might say, well, that's not great for 200, but he's paid off 2 mortgages, and what if he borrowed now? He could actually increase that 421. If he borrows to buy cars and other stuff and pays himself back, he literally can put more money away.
Absolutely. And Tom, the thing is, now in 20 years, there's going to be another debt, another car, another
Okay.
property.
But anyway,
So
that's a real-life example.
Absolutely.
If anyone has any questions on that, I don't see how anyone can shoot holes in that. That is the most extraordinary use of $200,000 I have ever seen in my life. Honest to goodness. Doc, are you impressed with that plan?
Very much. Yeah. I was flabbergasted when I heard the numbers.
And what's even better, if you sell the rental in the meantime, that money goes back into your account, it's even better. But this is worst case scenario. Your worst case scenario is you have life insurance the whole time. You don't make a dime more in monthly payments, and everything's paid off, everything in year 15. So anyway, that's a real-life example. BecomeTheBanker.org. Now, when I talk about stuff like this, it's because I truly believe in it. Jennifer, tell me about this billing fraud. What the heck's going on?
Oh, hi. Thank you.
Hi. What's going on?
I went in for an evaluation for physical therapy on my neck. Now, I wanted the cash rate because I use MediShare.
Okay.
And do you understand what MediShare is?
Yeah, I have MediShare. And Jennifer, I love the thought behind MediShare. It's a Christian share program. I'm part of it. I love the idea, but honest to God, it's almost like I'm just paying hush money so I don't get, because I have to have something. I have to have a plan. But I haven't found it pays for anything yet. I mean...
Yeah, and well, you kind of get screwed if you use it. So what happens is...
I don't want to... Here's what I don't want to say. I don't want to... Because it's a faith-based plan, I don't want to, cast hellfire on them, but I'm saying...
calling on MediShare.
No, I know you're not.
MediShare.
I know. I'm just saying to other people, I have MediShare, and I have found it completely useless. I need to know this, and then we'll get to your problem. What does MediShare pay for? Because I have found it pays for nothing. What does it pay for?
It is pretty much like the policy I had when I was self-employed before Obamacare.
Which didn't pay for anything.
Catastrophe insurance. If I got hit by a Mack truck,
yes,
they're going to cover up to my, past.
Because you have to make a certain amount. They don't call it a deductible; they call it a share. So you have to pay up to a certain amount before anything's covered. But I have found no drugs are covered at all. I don't even get a discount. I mean.
No, and I usually pay cash. Well, here's the
anyway, go ahead with your problem, Jennifer. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay. So I go and tell them, I'd like to get the cash rate because I'm going to be paying cash. I have MediShare. No, we can't give you that. We have to charge your insurance company. So upon that, I
Wait a minute.
Okay, I'm just here for the evaluation.
What were you having done?
I wanted an evaluate. You have to go through steps.
Right.
You get your X-rays. You got to go through steps.
But what was it for?
To evaluate my neck.
Oh.
To evaluate what I wanted in PT.
Gotcha.
So I sat down. She barely touched me.
A neck eval.
Did
Gotcha.
a few movements, and then we went over what I wanted out of PT when I would get it. Okay.
Okay.
So I said, well, I don't want to do PT until you can give me a quote. We can't quote you on what this is going to cost. So I'm like, I don't want to get PT. So it was just an evaluation.
Right.
I leave and I say, how am I going to know? I can't schedule a future appointment until I know how much this is going to cost me. The receptionist says, we can't tell that until we submit it to your insurance. So I never end up going back because I don't know how much it's going to cost. 2 months later, I get a bill for the evaluation. So I owe money for that, which is fine.
How much?
And then 3 other, They charged my insurance $138.
That's not
gave
bad.
them $90.
Wait a minute. So Medishare, did Medishare pay part of that?
No, but they gave it a discount. They discounted it like $25.
Okay, so that's fine. So then what?
But that's fine. But there's 3 other items that were PT related on this bill.
Like what were they?
First, a manual therapy, 15 minutes, $52. Neuromuscular reeducation, 114. Therapeutic activities direct.
And you didn't do any of that?
9.
You didn't?
No, and here's the thing. I've been to their PT before for another issue, and I know what PT is. It's not like I'm an idiot. I've went through 20 PTs.
Okay, so bottom line, I want to
So-
get to this. Bottom line, Jennifer, were they perpetrating a scam at this PT clinic?
It feels like because they are not allowed to give me a quote, they had to bill me for things to get me the quote per se.
Come on.
When I call and say, give me the services. If I'm supposed to pay this, give me the services or take it off my bill. And it was pretty much throw me to the next person, laugh, your word against hers, you still have to pay it. And then when I finally got to the director of the billing, after a half hour of me whining about it, he finally said, well, how about if I give you half off?
I would listen.
Right now.
You didn't have the service. You don't pay anything.
And I said, I was so appalled. I started crying. I put the phone down. I didn't answer for a while.
How did it end
I
up?
opened my mouth and I said, well, so you're paying me hush money. You know, I'm like, it's still fraud. You're still charging me for stuff that I didn't get.
How did it end up? Just tell me this. Did they
That is
finally
it.
remove it?
No. I hung up, because he said, after
All right, listen, I got to
still-
take this break. Jennifer, I need to know what you need us to do. This is preposterous. Okay, being billed for something that you didn't get because that's the only way they could do it to get you an evaluation, that's horse hockey. It's bull. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Speaking of medical stuff, you won't find that at Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. I love the way he does orthodontics for kids. He charges a monthly payment. Do you know, I have 2 kids and I pay $280 a month. Now, if it was one, it'd just be $140. Okay, now listen, they use mouth expanders from the time they started at night, mouthpieces. That's all. They just wear them at night. And that is already straightening their teeth. They're only going to need braces for a very short time because of that. No extractions, no surgeries. It all is just a monthly payment plan. And I'm going to end up spending way less than if I did regular orthodontics. And that's the new orthodontics for kids at Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. They also have, that's in Aurora. And then they have the new orthodontics, NEO, New Early Orthodontics. Look it up. And that's in Lone Tree, New Early Orthodontics. You got to check them out.
I've known the owner of Fix It 24/7 for more than 30 years, and I can tell you he's dedicated
That
to the very best.
is extraordinary. And I'll tell you, we're going to still talk about this, but that is extraordinary.
HVAC techs, experienced, background checked, drug
Sounds a lot more
screened, and you can
better
get
coming
them
from
in
you.
your
Yeah,
home
see,
for
that's
just
what-
$39 to diagnose any problem you have. You know it won't cost you more
I like
than
to have this thing
$39 to get a
that's named
complete,
kind of a
honest estimate of
exchange
all the work
on
needed. And if you have the work done, they'll
No, that would be phenomenal.
$39. Fix It
But
24/7.
we'll
Make
make you a thing.
Hey, that's all I'm looking for.
Channel 9, Channel 2.
$39. They'll treat your home as their own. You won't find better services for better prices
Yeah, my wife can
anywhere.
there's
So
home
if you have
watching.
any
Oh,
problems,
the right
listen,
feed,
give
yeah.
them a call.
You look great. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. Oh, she watching it here on the radio.
Maybe you want to dance a little bit for them. Right here.
I could.
That's too fun.
Mixing your summer salads and sandwiches with mayonnaise or Miracle Whip.
I don't think it's probably good for my wife to hear this because I couldn't explain it totally as good as you guys have, you know.
Well, and I think once we say,
Oh, is that really what we're doing?
yeah, and I think, you know, the key hot points are what we talked on, but heck, I think it'd be worth her coming to the next, sit down.
Yeah.
That way we can kind of just give it just a little bit more in depth, so she does feel.
Have you ever wanted to
Otherwise,
refinance
it's
your
no good,
mortgage,
you know,
but
like
didn't want to start a new 30-year
one half
all
part
over
again
again?
because this.
Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky. For my friends at American Finance,
we want to use that one, pay it off, all those debts.
when refinancing to eliminate mortgage insurance, lower your rate, or consolidate high interest debt, you don't have to worry about resetting your loan term. Because at American Financing, they offer 10, 13, or 18-year loans, really any term you need. It truly is a custom loan. You choose the term based on your budget, and they'll find the most competitive interest rate. It's your mortgage, your way. Plus, with a fixed rate, no matter where interest rates go, yours stays the same. Monthly payments won't increase. It just takes one call to their salary-based mortgage consultants. They'll guide you through options and will customize the right
well, I'd say you just got to keep throwing it back and forth there.
They may even be able to get you closed in as fast as 10 days.
Oh, my wife said I'm listening to you talk about me.
306-957-7000.
It's all good.
I'm not saying anything bad, don't worry. I know better than that.
When you're hiring, you don't want to waste time sorting through dozens of irrelevant.
Were you able to get a hold of him?
You want an efficient way to get to a
No, the guys, I don't think he comes in until 1 o'clock.
Good job.
Post a job in minutes.
It's Joe, right?
Yep. Based on your job requirements.
I thought it was, but then I keep looking at him going,
Keep on saying, hey, Joe. He doesn't answer?
oh, okay. I hate getting names wrong. I just
post the jobs in
Jordan, I always remember Jordan, but I don't know, maybe he doesn't look, yeah, he looks like a Joe.
Yeah, that's like a Joe.
You know, I got a nice guy named Kenny that just, for some reason, I have a hard time because he just doesn't look like a Kenny.
Yeah. And it's hard to keep those names straight. You guys see faces every day, dude. Most of the time, right?
Yes,
every day.
Very rarely there's nothing.
When I was talking about back in 2010, I ran for House of Representatives. It takes 2 years, 2 years out of your life.
Yeah, I bet.
12 hours a day, really hard on your family. But I wish I could play that really healthy with name recognition.
I was going to try to figure out how much money you save.
Face to make it, make it hard to start the class. I failed the class.
Whoever does not, at least go to them to get a checkup.
Yeah, I'd say it's crazy.
Hey, I get to get up and run around and move around.
And Excel, what's their saying? Don't pay a cent. Don't pay a cent.
Don't pay a cent.
Of cases that we can't do anything.
You don't think about this for
about 4 or 5 days, either there was no case at all.
Get on it, you're going to have a doctor.
Yeah. Or it really gets screwed. That's probably the second.
So some guy called and
Oh,
had me get the number that called Peter for the scam, the Excel scam, and he said, I can shut that number down. So I saved that guy's number. I guess he said he has a way of shutting down numbers, and so I kept his name and number. So we now have a guy, I don't know, that can shut down numbers.
It'd be also nice to ask Peter if it could have been an employee that did it.
Well, Tom asked that on mine.
Oh, did you? Okay. What did he say?
Mark Stutz. It's not Peter Mark.
No, employee from Peter. Peter owns 2 businesses. Could an employee got his bill? His employee.
With, like Craigslist with
Hi, Tom Martino.
Joe Lazzara. Remember that name. He's a criminal defense attorney. Why the hell would I do a commercial for a criminal defense attorney? Because I have a lot of idiots in my audience who go to barbecues and they think they can have one too many brewskis and they end up with a DUI and they're not even drunk in their minds. They're just over the legal limit. It happens all the time. Now, I'm not saying take his name so you can get away with that. I'm saying in worst case scenario, take his name. I mean, even if you want to plead guilty and get it over with, you need someone to walk through the process with you. You really do. You can't do it alone. It's too complicated. Uber, Lyft, avoid, please. But use Joe Lazzara in those unfortunate cases, those unforeseen circumstances. Joe Lazzara, okay? You can find him on my referral list, Lazzara. LazzaraLegal.com, 303-429-6200. Okay, so listen, this medical thing has me troubled. Jennifer wanted to get an eval from physical therapy, and they tell her, wait, to give you a physical therapy eval, we have to have some treatment at the other end. She says, I don't want treatment. I just want an evaluation. So she gets an evaluation. She gets a bill then for the evaluation plus 3 treatments of some kind. And she said, I never got the treatments. They said, okay, you only have to pay half. I just never heard such a thing, Jennifer. So where does it stand right now? Are you there? Did she hang up? Jennifer? God. Okay. I asked her to tell me what she wanted. Just see if she's there or not. I'm going to move on, all right? I got now the photos of that deck again. Oh, this deck. What a piece of crap deck. All right, so what do you do? The guy didn't cheat you. He did a deck. What do we do about it? He did a deck. He just did a bad job. So what do we do about it? By the way, are you there, Tom?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, the picture you gave me without the banisters, or that works, not the banister. What is that called? Those rungs are the rung. What are they called when that you got the top rail and then you got the things, the balusters? Okay. Did he ever put the balusters on?
Yeah, they put balusters on.
Okay, because you showed me a photo without them. So here's what I need to know. You have a lousy deck. I can see, man, it looks terrible. What does he say about it? Does he say, hey, I did it? Tough.
I talked to him last Friday. He said, yeah, we're going to get on it. We're going to get out there.
And get it, and what? Replace it or what? Or fix it or what?
Yes. About a month ago, he went and handpicked the balusters and bought lags because I wanted lags. I didn't want screws. He delivered.
What do you want lag bolts with nuts?
No, just lag bolts.
No, that's what I mean. Lag bolts don't. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Yeah, with nut heads.
Okay,
with nut heads.
Yeah, that's what I want. I think lags just screw in. You wanted nuts and bolts.
Yeah, lags. I just wanted to screw in lags.
Well,
and
okay. Listen, screw in. You want screw in lags for what?
For balusters.
Okay, when your balusters are connected, you want a bolt that goes through with a nut and washer on the other end. That's what you want.
No.
You don't.
No. They're just lag bolts. You just screw them in.
And they don't last. I mean, if you do lag bolts on those banisters, it's going to be rickety in a few years. But I don't care. If you want it, you got it. I mean, if he,
so what do you recommend?
Well, come on, man. If you're going to do a deck, you have the top rail, and then when you put balusters in, they should be recessed holes in those banisters where the bolt head is kind of hidden or flush with surface, and there's a washer in that recess, and then you have a washer on the other end and a nut, right, Clint? You do a lot of that.
Not only that, but he's got balusters where he's supposed to have 4x4s on those railings.
You mean on the ends?
Yes, on the ends.
On the ends, there need to be 4x4s. You're right. And he put balusters. Any case, don't ever ask for lag bolts in the banisters because that just lags them into the wood. For lack of a lag bolt is like a big wood screw, and those don't last. They come loose.
But the deck they took out had them. And they were there since 1983.
Okay, I don't like lagging, but that's okay.
I'm not arguing with you. They did deck screws in the balusters. They didn't pre-drill the holes, so the balusters were split.
Yeah, I know. I can see it. I can see the split. First of all, where they put those corner balusters, for lack of a better word, where you know the balusters on the corners, where on the top of the stairs and on the corners, they're supposed to be 4x4s at least.
Yeah.
First of all, did they pull a permit?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, let me ask you something. Did they pull a permit for this?
I pulled the permit.
Then you're responsible. Okay, did they? Okay, but you pulled a homeowner's permit or a commercial permit?
I pulled a homeowner's permit.
Okay, okay. Was it inspected?
I've had them out a few times. It failed the first time because the holes weren't 36 inches deep for the caissons.
Okay. Is it passed now? Tom, simple question. Simple question. Did it ever pass inspection?
No final inspection.
How much did you pay for this deck, or did you not pay yet?
I've got $4,000 into it now. I still owe them $2,000 if they finish it.
What do you want from me right now? What do you want?
I need some advice.
Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you. Okay,
I need some documentation on that.
I think we need to get someone out there to give you a professional opinion that can accompany you in small claims court that will say this thing has no value because it virtually has to be redone. If it has no value and has to be redone, you're going to sue them for your money back.
And a new deck.
No, of course not. People always make that mistake. Why would he owe you a new deck? If you got your money back, hold on. I just want to play with you here. If you got your money back, why would he owe you a new deck?
You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
I mean, but what you don't want is you don't want to sue him for a new deck. You want to sue him for money because suing him for a new deck, this guy's already demonstrated he doesn't know how to build a deck. What's the name of this company so we can avoid this guy like the plague?
Oh, they're Superior Products Colorado, LLC.
That's what they're called, Superior Products of Colorado. Give him a call. Deputy Dan, did you already call him Deputy Dan last time he called in? Did you call him already? I mean, Deputy Clint. I'm sorry. Did you call him? Dan, have you been working on this? No? Maybe we should at least give the guy a shout, see if he'll get the money back. You need to go to Small Claims Court. We need to get you an expert to look at that. And I thought Mark had recommended one of our deck experts to look at that.
Yeah, I didn't catch the full name of the company, and I didn't know if I should contact them or.
Yeah, well, Deputy Daff, can you look for one of our decking people to see if they could eyeball this and be his professional? Now, if they might do it because they want a shot at your new business, maybe you'll have them build the deck. We'll see, okay? Jennifer's back. Now, Jennifer, okay, you convinced me there's medical fraud going on with this PT because you went for an eval and they charged you for 3 therapies you didn't get. So they should just remove them, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, here's the problem. If we call them, here's what they're going to say. They're going to say we can't talk to you because of HIPAA. We have some releases. Daff, do you know where Suzanne keeps those releases? Mark and Suzanne are off. Miles is graduating today. Congratulations, Miles. And Mark and Suzanne, congratulations. You don't know where she keeps those HIPAA forms.
I'm sorry.
Okay, let's put this on hold, and Suzanne will get us the HIPAA forms. Because when we call them, they're not even going to verify. They're not even going to say you're a patient until we send them one of these, okay? And that gives us authority to talk. I mean, not authority, but permission, okay? So we need it because we need to call them. We need to put pressure on them. But you should not pay this bill, period. You didn't get the services. I want to call and ask why. In fact, we will call and say that. We're going to say, look, you don't have to verify anything, but would this happen where a person goes for an eval and they're charged for 3 therapy sessions? Jennifer, what's the name of the physical therapy place? Hold on. What's the name?
Panorama Orthopedics and Spine Center in Westminster.
Panorama Orthopedic and Spine Center. Panorama. Okay, hold on. 303-713-8255. Woo! Century RV. It's vacation time. Mark actually bought one from Century RV. They have a huge selection both in Lakewood, on 6th Avenue, just north of 6th, actually, between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's. And then they have one north of the city on I-25 and the 119 turnoff to Longmont. And they have a service department up there, too. So for sales, service, new and used, CentryRV.com, 303-451-1111.
Before you leave, we've got to take some pictures.
Oh, yeah. I like Dr.
His wife was watching, right?
How many referrals you used from Tom?
Yeah, he's got a whole list.
I've got 15 referral list numbers I've used. I just wrote them down.
Have you ever called into the show?
Called them a few times. Yeah.
Give me an idea what you would call on.
I called about my 84-year-old father-in-law who ran into a motorcyclist, and we're concerned about insurance coverage and limits. Called in a couple times on that. I called in to Mark 2 summers ago. My daughter got scammed by a friend from Nigeria for $6,000. A real friend. She spent some time in Africa as an exchange student, and this guy came on to her, basically wanted to come to the United States, told her he wanted.
She met him over there.
Yeah.
And so normally you would think that's not a scam. He's a friend.
Well, but it was a scam because he sent her fake checks and she sent him money back. But we were able to, I called into Mark and I had his email address, his Facebook. So you guys, all the listeners just bombarded him. And then I was able to get a hold of his parents through Facebook. And they put the squeeze on. We've gotten about 4,000.
That's very nice. That's very nice. His parents care.
Yeah. Oh, they knew my daughter.
Where do you practice?
In Louisville. By Vista Hospital.
And you have an office connected to the hospital? Are you with a group?
I'm with a group. We're an independent group. We're not owned by the hospital or anything.
And are you a partner in the group?
Yeah. Been 23 years.
more devices. With more
Pediatrics, God, I don't know if that's a curse or a blessing, but I think it would be a blessing.
So much fun.
I got it.
The kids are great.
You got, because it's a whole different ballgame.
And you kind of start with a clean slate.
And you see a pediatrician until you're 16, 18.
18, until they go off to college. Generally. And you few stragglers that come back that don't want to.
My kids have.
Although you don't want to have.
Although we see. How old are you now, Jordan? How old are you now?
28.
How many kids in the family?
So one of 6.
Oh my God! I remember hearing that.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, I mean,
How many boys?
He actually
2 boys. So me and my oldest
Oh,
brother, he's like 43, 44, oldest brother. So it started with a boy. He owns his own IT company.
Oh my God, 4 and
But he grew up okay.
4. I mean,
4
girls
girls between, yeah. And then ended with a boy. Started with a boy, 4 girls, 1 boy.
So you have a sister. All your sisters are older?
Yep. I'm the youngest.
He's the youngest one.
What's the closest sister to?
Ursula, she's 31, 32.
Oh, so there's a gap.
Yeah, 4-3-year gap, yeah. And so she'll probably about 34, 35.
And you have grandkids?
Oh, yeah.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all married except for him. And and I know his girlfriend's putting pressure on him.
Yeah.
How long have you been dating?
You know, a little bit off and on for about 3 years, coming up on 3 years in October. So it's getting to that. We're getting to that.
Take your
point.
time.
Start to get to the next step, you know.
We're on the air. You want to say her name?
No, no.
Don't be
She's probably not listening, but just in case.
I'm getting rid of the debt guy. We're done with 3.
Related to substance abuse.
We need to give him an expert, or we need to try to find an expert to look at it. Or maybe Clint can go out and look at it.
Number to address your concerns.
Clint pretty much knows enough to be an expert.
You've got me all over these planes now. I've been looking at stuff. I'm serious. I want to go up with you. I would love to.
When do you want to? Just tell me and I'll take you.
I'll grab your numbers because I don't have your numbers.
Don't just say that.
No, I
you
mean
really
it.
can call me and say, what are you doing today or tomorrow?
Absolutely.
I mean, I do it all the time. So
okay.
In the worst case scenario, I'm busy. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like today, I'm going out to eat at 6, but I think, and I have to go get my helicopter. My helicopter is, I'm so pissed. It's been out of commission since January. It's the longest I've ever been without it. For numerous issues, it wasn't because there was a lot of problems. It was because we couldn't get parts because the factory is back ordered.
Gotcha.
When there's an AD or something, everybody who owns one has to get it.
Yeah.
So you always have a back order.
Okay.
But I had the annual done while it was there, so I'm all fresh right now. But I got to go get it.
Okay.
And I'm doing that this afternoon.
Then you fly both helicopter and planes, or is it
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Very neat.
My other client, Mark from Pagosa Springs,
Yeah.
he's also a pilot. I was telling him about your plane. He says, say it on the air. He wants to see it.
Oh, they're so beautiful.
Which one was it?
But the one with the little glass
Yeah,
cockpit. This is like a little. It's such a sophisticated airplane. It's unbelievable the technology for the price.
Oh, I bet.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. A topic no one likes to talk about is addiction. The Raleigh House is a sponsor, and they do addiction recovery programs. They're very successful. But they have an information line to get you introduced to, them. They want you to know them, but this is not a sales job, so don't call there if you want to. I mean, you can call there if you want to find out more about the program, but then they're going to probably transfer you to someone. This line is mainly for information if you have an addict in your life and you need questions answered, like, what do I look for? What are the telltale signs? What kind of recovery programs are they? How long does it take? What does it cost? Does insurance cover it? Are there any free programs? I know the Salvation Army is free and a wonderful program. But see, the Raleigh House here, they just want you to get all of your questions answered so you can make the right decisions, okay? That's truly the purpose of this line, information, because we know one thing for sure. You're going to have a million questions if you find an addict in your life. You're also never going to change things unless you change things, right? 720-893-5559. And I am gratified by the emails I'm getting from people who've called that number. Not even people who've used the Raleigh House, but they've called the number and they've gotten much needed information. The Raleigh House, 720-893-5559. I want to ask something of our Dr. Who today, a pediatrician. He's been practicing for a long time, and we've been talking about his finances, and I'll go over that again in the next hour. It's an extraordinary use of Become the Banker, and I really appreciate that you trust me. You've used a lot of people on the referral list. But Dr. Who, do you find addiction in young people? Because you treat as a pediatrician till they're 18. Do you ever find addiction, alcohol, or anything ever in the early teens?
Yeah.
You do?
I've seen, I had several patients in their adolescent years that
really
experiment with marijuana, alcohol.
Do they
opiates,
become full-fledged addicts?
I've had a few over the years.
That's a sad thing, huh?
It's really
what
sad.
about the Adderall thing and the attention deficit thing? Where do you stand on that? Do you just?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
I know because I know that a lot of people are going to say it depends. I mean,
Yeah.
But there's so many people against drugging children at all.
I would agree that it's way overused. It's just to try to control kids who don't conform to the public school system. I think you put any kiddo on Adderall or Concerta, they're going to probably focus better, but do they really need it? And that's the big question.
And speaking of schools, we had a problem with a school, and this came in. People, I'm going to tell you something. This is I can use this response and put the name of any school in. It will be the same response every single time. These bureaucratic pieces of garbage at our school systems all suck, and they use this as an excuse. No, they use this as a crutch so they don't have to act. Whenever we get a complaint, I swear to God, no matter what school system it is, they must have sent this out and said, copy and paste this to Tom Martino or to whoever needs in the media. Here's what they say. Due to student confidentiality, we are unable to give details about this specific incident. Safety is our top priority. We take it seriously. Bullying is never accepted, and we investigate all allegations. Oh, give me a break every single time. That means don't bug us. We're not going to talk about it, and you can't make us, so we don't have to do anything, and you're never going to find out. That's what. School systems don't investigate these things. They say they do. They don't. They don't. Anybody who's had a kid who's been bullied in school or beat up or punched, you will never find out what happened to the perpetrator unless you call the police and you have them arrested, because the school systems do nothing. That's why we have school shootings. That's why we have school violence. That's why people should not be surprised. If teachers and principals did their frickin' jobs, we may cut down on that violence. I know we're all for gun control, right? Everyone wants gun control. You know what you need? You need teachers and administrators with balls. Well, they don't all have to have balls, but they have to have nerve. That's an expression. They have to have nerve to do something about the bullies. No, it's not, unicorns and rainbows. Sometimes you got to kick some ass. And they don't. They send us these mealy-mouthed messages. We take all complaints seriously. Due to confidentiality, we can't discuss. That's because they don't do anything. And you know what? I defy any one school to tell me what you've done specifically about a bully, because every single parent who complains to me gets nothing. Nothing. No reaction. Nothing at all. No reaction. But God forbid they wear a Border Patrol cap, they'll be kicked out of school. Or Make America Great Again or anything else. They'll be kicked, their asses will be kicked out of school so fast that's worse than carrying a gun to school. I mean, these kids get away with bullying and violence and name-calling, and teachers cower and administrators cower. They're afraid of offending. Yet somebody who wears a tattoo, or somebody who wears an earring, or someone who has a political statement on their shirt, they're all over them. Tell me what this school system is all about. And any parent who's ever complained, you know exactly what I'm talking about. These schools use this confidentiality bull crap as an excuse. Douglas, what's going on in your life? Douglas, that's a hard transition, but go ahead. You got my full attention. Yes, sir.
Hi, Tom. I need some information from you. My stepdaughter is selling a rental property, a house that she owns, and we're trying to figure out the what do they call it? The taxes on it, the Okay.
What do you need? What do you need to know, Douglas?
Well, she's got several options.
Okay.
She can either,
How long
hold
on, Douglas. How long has she had the rentals first?
She's had that rental for about 8 years.
8 years. And what did she buy it for?
Was it 175?
175. Has she put any improvements into it?
Outside of any improvements outside of a swamp cooler, that's about it.
Okay, well, about what? How much did that cost?
How much? About $1,500.
Did she take any depreciation?
Yes.
So if you take the 175 and the 1,500, you come up with 176.5. And how much did she depreciate? How much? What is her basis right now? Do you know?
I don't know, but she's got it up for sale, and they've had offers.
All right,
for as much as $312.
Because here's the deal. Okay, let me just get it to you this way. I got to take a break. I want to tell you how to figure this out and what to do best, because there are ways to get around it. You're always going to have to pay tax if taxes due, but you can do some tax exchanges in rental situations. Okay, so just stay tuned. Cam Solar, remember that name. Solar is big right now. We have not had a good solar company in years. Now, Cam Solar is an alternative to, Solar City. Now, that's a big company, we know, and they do leasing. Cam Solar sells you the system. They're the only company to give you a 20-year bumper-to-bumper equipment warranty and an energy production guarantee. That's 20 and 20, and you can get in 20 minutes a full evaluation of your property if it's efficient enough to go ahead. They'll give you a free analysis. If you go to the website, gocamsolar.com, put a slash and then troubleshooter. gocamsolar.com/troubleshooter, because you own the system with no money out of your pocket up front, no cash. You just make payments and you save money on electric immediately. And they have low-cost financing. So it's a win-win. You get the tax credits and you get utility company rebates. So why don't you go to the website and fill it out? You have nothing to lose. And because you all own it, it's not going to complicate things when you sell your house. Go camsolar.com/troubleshooter.
This report
Oh, you got directly with your daughter, right?
Well, you know that daughter that works in that youth prison?
Yeah.
She's an expert on stopping bullying. Because she's always worked in that. With girls, if you get a girl in a team sport, it will stop the bullying. She has a group of friends.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
She has a whole bunch of very simple.
Unless she falls out of.
If she doesn't fall in their taekwondo. No, not really that. I'm just kidding. The girl gets a self-esteem thing built up where it's okay for, because a lot of them are real sensitive to everything. Now, they have somebody knock them down, throw them on the floor, and everything else, they're still friends. So they're not as sensitized.
That makes sense.
Hey, Tom. BecomeTheBanker.info is the website. Org is the main website, but BecomeTheBanker.info is actually the one with your video. Okay, with your video. And also, the telephone number, if you want to say it, is 779-6600. That's the 303. I got that. And then we have the seminars are tomorrow and Saturday, if they want to come. Tomorrow and Saturday.
Yes, I've got some people out there trying to get in.
You have a shorter term or a lower rate or both, or
Lives are so busy right now.
some debt, and then they can tell you how to pay off that portion of the principal faster. They also have credit optimization, where they can help you tweak your credit. It just takes a few hours to get you even better pricing, or they have.
So you're going to do anything for Memorial Day?
If rates go down even further,
Don't call Memorial Day.
Oh, you won't be busy.
free of
For weekend?
Just for Sunday, Monday.
Sunday, Monday.
Do you usually go in on calls, or do you get a whole day off sometimes?
Well, it depends on who's in the hospital. If we got a lot of babies in the hospital, I'll see sick kids in the office if they need to be seen.
Did you deliver?
I catch them. Once they're delivered, they come to me.
You catch them.
I like that. Yeah.
They're on call and says, "Hey, you're the only one here."
That's happened a few times. Back in the older days when we didn't have as much coverage. Not as much.
Updating the Memorial Day hours is simply not enough.
my daughter's fired up about the school thing too. She's an elementary ed major in college, and she sees this.
Oh, I bet. Well, nowadays it's social media, bullying. They go home and they get bullied nonstop. It's insane.
She agrees with some people really.
The police won't do anything either.
It's pretty amazing.
It's up to the parents to solve it. And there are some solutions that work.
Well, there is the bully's parents cares.
It's the what?
The bully's parents.
No, without it. Just like I said, Stacy found every girl that's been bullied. She got them into some kind of team sport that bullying ended.
Wait. If the girl was bullied or bullied?
Being bullied. If she got that girl into some kind of
Why
team
would
sport.
Why would that take away her?
Because now she's got her kind of crew behind her.
That's her gang.
That's her gang, so to speak. That seems to work.
Straighten your teeth, widen your palate, take
And you know
those
people call the thought of this racial.
with natural means.
Right.
It's
the person that's being picked on is different.
A mouthful of veneers. Aurora.
Than the group that's picking on. That doesn't mean she's really different, but they're just different. It could be black, it could be whatever, but it's not really racial so much as that girl's different. And they pick on that. They pull the weak out of the herd. It's really sad.
And just like the shooters from Columbine.
They were different. Yeah, they were different. They were bullied a lot.
Well, yeah, they were dressed differently and had different looks.
Cleveland and
Cleveland and the other guy.
Harris.
Yes. Yeah, Cleveland lived right next door to my friend up in Deer Creek Canyon.
They were different.
He was a weird kid.
Yeah, they were different. That's what I'm saying.
The only solar installer I recommend. I'm Troubleshooter.
My oldest daughter is being sexually harassed at her school, and the administration wouldn't do anything about it. And I went in one morning and confronted the kid personally. I pulled him out of class. He was drawing, stuff in her notebook and
How
stuff.
did you pull him out of class?
It was right before class started, and I went, yeah, are you so-and-so? Come out here, I want to talk to you.
What did you say?
Oh, well, no, I didn't really mean, that wasn't me. That wasn't me, that was somebody else. But the problem was, he was on football team, basketball team, he was being protected by the administration, so they just swept it under the rug. And he had to go to counseling for a lot of this crap.
Well, there's been girls that have committed suicide.
Yeah.
Yes.
All y'all girls standing together like that, keep taking.
IdealHomeLoans.com. If you remember that name, you'll love it. An interest rate guarantee, that's important. So if you get refinanced and interest rates go down, they will do it free of charge over the next 2 years. Even by 0.75%, you can't go wrong. IdealHomeLoans.com. They also do a pre-approval, which is exactly like a cash deal because you're approved. The money is approved. You just have to have a house that appraises. IdealHomeLoans.com. 303-867-7000. Okay, so Douglas, here's what I want to tell you. Capital gains on a rental. Some people, I'm not saying your daughter should do this, they move into the rental and then stay there for a few years and then turn it into a primary residence again in order to then, and then they start renting out their other house if they have another one, and then they sell the one they're living in. They don't realize the tax, there's no tax, then they go back to the house that they were renting and live in that again. But I'm not suggesting she do that, but it's totally fine and legal and ethical. I mean, you have some spec builders that literally build homes, live in it, sell it, and then do another one, and they never pay tax. I mean, it's just incredible how they do that. They never pay capital gains. But the government makes them take a certain amount as income as being a builder, but that's not what you're calling about. Now, on this one, what you do basically is, I hear you say she could possibly come up with $120,000 in gain, and she'll have to pay long-term capital gain, which with state and federal is about 20%. And that's what it is. And there's nothing wrong with paying taxes. It's 20%. Now, how do you avoid them? Now, you don't have to do this with a personal residence. You don't have to do this, but if she buys another rental more expensive, she can defer the gain. She can do an exchange and defer the gain.
Right, that's a 1031
yes.
exchange.
And the way you do that is you find a mediator to do that, an in-between, a go-between, and an intermediary, and they will hold the funds and then repurchase something. And they actually the way it actually works is an intermediary actually owns both houses. He buys one and sells the other, takes the funds and buy, you know, he does it all in-house, and it's done legally. So if you, and you got to get a good one, of course. So she could do an exchange. Otherwise, just pay the tax. I mean, so many people go through crazy stuff not to pay tax. But let's say, how much do you think she can realistically sell it for? Just realistic.
Well, she's got a contract on it for
how?
$312.
Okay, so let's say $312, and minus, let's just say minus, she's going to have, you know, a basis, let's say, of $176. Okay, I think she could justify that probably. So you have $136 minus commissions and stuff. So just what I said, about $120 possibly in gain. And with $120, she'll just have to pay the tax. I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world. Go ahead.
But if she takes that $120 and decides that she's looking at wanting to buy some more rental property, maybe 2 more pieces of rental property.
She can exchange, but she can't exchange. This is weird. You can't exchange for 2 properties. You got to exchange for one more expensive. The 2 are not considered one. It has to be like. Do you see what I'm saying? She can't. Yeah. She can't put a group together like that and then say, I want to buy 2. She can, however, pay the tax, go out and buy some houses, and then she gets some good write-offs the first years that would offset that. She could do it that way too. Hold on if you have more questions. Without
changing your budget, own your home faster. Take aim.
She's doing a good job, man.
You got to pay tax on, if you did that exchange, on depreciation, or do you carry depreciation over in the next one?
All of your gain is carried over.
Okay.
Some people think because they did not take depreciation, they don't have to take that extra gain. But the government, in other words, if you have a house, $100,000, and you were due to take 555,
and you never took it,
the government's still going to treat it as if you did.
What?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. You don't get to elect not to take it.
Just a reminder, this is just for line 1 if you wanted to glance at it. She just has everything bullet pointed for you.
Wow, that's great.
If they let a realtor do it,
She's a flight attendant friend.
screw it up. You have to have a.
Not the stewardess.
No, I know.
1031
Who's your John Line and stuff?
I don't think
I kind of
Oh, right.
Realtors typically screw
I
these
guess I
up.
got to get their number now.
Their accountants a lot of times, but I don't know if they have.
You're going to revisit the whole thing, so the curriculum and all that.
You just got the website?
I got the website.
No, I was
surprised.
Anything
Yep,
with it?
yep. I sent a message to Liz, and she sent back they were talking about
Income property. They let
Their income. Oh, yeah.
All right, I'll get it for you.
Yeah, but that, you didn't tell me that. If you have a rental, if you have a rental that's a hangar, you can exchange it for a rental that's a house.
No.
Boy, our realtor gave us 2 examples of people who had a check made out their name or something. I don't know.
How can you tell in the first 5 minutes if you're talking to somebody and there's a pilot?
So if you like this,
They'll tell you.
Yeah.
started to do this
over the first 5 minutes. It's tough. Yeah, we have another client. I think he might have came on the show as well.
The guys we used to have some kind of designation. Maybe
Oh, really?
I think I'm going to have to do some water to change this. We're going to make it more.
Just the stories alone. Just the heart and they're all open. And set.
There's the courthouse.
It is online. There's so much fun.
No, we're gonna. Well, no, they're in person.
I know the realtor, the broker couldn't do it.
On Saturday.
Had to be done in the
Oh, I see.
He's had 2 hard crashes himself.
When you want to buy something, you want to hear the buying
seminar, the helicopter.
And plus, in all weather, they got to go out.
Yeah, that's right, because it's closing on the check that first.
Yeah, they went moms that
I never hit our kid.
wait down there.
Okay, they're not.
So he said he thinks he
I don't know, I'm just thinking.
He said he still gets nervous.
Anyone can do a 1031.
You'd never get over a certain sense of nerves yourself.
You get the teachers there.
You're in the head for a while.
They were asking what's the highest he's ever had.
That's why.
I'll ask for it because
That's
that's
how
how
I do it.
That's what a real this guy had more.
I'll have to see the mom. You know, like you said, he's got a lot of the travel.
We're on to what, 4?
But yeah, I'll have to ask him that because life for life, they gotta go in that big crazy spot. He said, he flies all over the place, so he says, going in and out, they go pretty high, obviously.
And we'd like to find out, like an individual course on 129.
I think this is his work number, but if you go on the calendar, I
You're
bet
right,
you it's,
you're right,
You're
the other, his cell phone
Dan,
would be there.
did you have any information on those people calling about their daughter being bullied?
Do you think that would be something?
Yeah.
No,
I think if there was a way you could do it online, like,
no, I don't.
Yeah,
Was that the
or whatever.
Yeah,
how would like to do that?
You know, that would actually have a bigger audience.
Stacy, if we had
We
that,
have to get a,
really helped a lot of girls over here.
Well, you bring up a good one. Were you
Yeah.
here on that one day?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't have
Do you
any
remember
concept.
this period?
We had 2 of them.
Yeah, so
one was one he was
I
saying
thought,
was
you know,
racial.
I think Gary,
Doing it
his
is,
daughter in
yeah.
school was pushed.
Yes, that's the one.
We've been so busy with the, how the school becomes a pack.
Angelina Michael was
And I remember supposed to be coming.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Definitely,
I don't, let me see if that's on the calendar.
So you got-
You know how to get on the calendar here?
No.
So you need to.
No, I just keep my 129.
No, I know, but this is not, you put someone on the call.
129.
Oh, okay.
So just got like a 1-day intensive.
So yeah, it's like a show call.
Just like a 3-day.
Okay,
So
so
3
we
hours.
didn't have anything that day, so she just called in.
You can have one in that.
So otherwise, we would have called it the other number.
Maybe
So if you go under your name, under there,
you know, just a 3
I
hour.
think you'll be set to go into the calendar.
Okay.
And then, like I said, then you can see who's on.
Now listen, man, we share things with you though.
Yeah.
It's really important when you log on that you don't keep it like downstairs. You're logged on right now. Now it's okay, it's inside our office, but you should always log out because you're sharing a lot of critical stuff that we share with you. And they can get access to a lot of our stuff through your account. So your recklessness could ruin, no, seriously, because that's the problem with sharing. If Daphne leaves her computer open and she's on our Google account, all of our docs are open to everyone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is.
When emails assigned to me, they can get into everything.
No, when I go to your email,
Yeah.
if I log on to your account, anything that we've shared with you, obviously people can see. And what are you sharing with them right now?
No, I just tell them about the calendar.
Okay,
You know,
but you got to share those. But anything we share with you, they can get.
Oh, okay.
Not everything, but everything we share with you. But sometimes we might share some pretty.
At home, I just never sign out. We just leave it on. So you just bad habit.
Scary time for technology, you always gotta log out.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
It's crazy.
Especially in here, yeah.
We stay, same time with us, we're all logged out, we have to lock all our documents.
Joe, I think you're the one that said on those, these are the 1035 exchange or something?
Right on the,
Yep,
on the life insurance policy.
Life insurance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real estate is 1031, and
Yeah.
this is 1035.
So
Like,
exchange.
he has a policy with Jackson National. And we're gonna be, 1035.
Now, Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. And also Frank Duran, the real estate man, because he is, of course, the man. He will take care of you if ever you want to sell a home and you can get out of the contract. He's so confident you'll love what he does. I'm a consumer advocate, and I really listen to people's concerns. And, you know, hiring a real estate person or going to get a mortgage, all of these things are so important to people. But Frank Duran I have never had a complaint about him. People say, don't say that, Tom, or knock on wood, because now you're going to just get some nut to complain. But if you meet Frank, you're not going to complain, because you're just going to see what a genuine great person he is. 303-920-1622. He's also very, very skilled at what he does and will get you the most money or save you the most, depending on what end of the transaction he's on. 303-920-1622, frankdurantherealestateman.com. Let's talk. What's on your mind? I'm going to go over in a few minutes this Become the Banker thing again, if you haven't heard it. And I swear to you, this is not a commercial. This is the real deal, honest to goodness. This doctor came in and said, I'm doing the plan. Here's what they laid out for me. I called as a result of your show. I wanted people to poke holes in this. And there's no way you can poke a hole in this. This is, now we've talked about getting in as little as $200 a month, but there are also plans where you make lump sums. And I can think of no better use of lump sum money than this for this particular guy, and you might be in a similar situation. Right now I want to talk to Diana about a contractor, and this is, I got your email, and you detailed every single pain and misery thing here, but if we had to sum it up, you contracted him to build what?
To redo a master bath in our home.
And the master bath, you have all this extra stuff. He took too long, and he didn't do a good job. If I just had to sum it up, he took too long, did not do a good job, and it's still not finished.
Yeah, you know, we didn't expect a 3-week job out of it, but now he's saying that I was the cause of all the delay, which is not the case. There were many times where they just didn't even show.
But I have a question for you. By the way, 3 to 4 weeks for a bathroom is pretty normal for a major job, for the whole bathroom. Otherwise, a minor bathroom could be done in a week. But I want to know a few things, okay, and then you can get into it. How much have you paid? Where'd you find the guy, first of all?
First of all, we found him through a friend of my husband.
Okay, and
then come to find out, he ended up knowing 5 other people that I knew.
All right, and how much did you pay him so far? Total out of pocket?
Total out of pocket was what was actually asked of us, so to him we are paid in full.
How much?
Which is $30,750.
Okay, now, if you ask him, is he done as far as he's concerned? Because a lot of people say the job's not done, but I want to know, like, it's not done because you want this fixed, this fixed, this fixed, this, or is it done in his mind? That's what I want to ask. Would he say the job's done?
Yeah, he and his partner both say the job is done.
But what do you say that it still needs to be done? And I know you have stuff that you dealt with all the way through. But what I want to know about now, what still lingers right now today? What lingers today?
What lingers today is a brand new air jet tub where the drain control knob lifts away from the sidewall of the tub, so we're afraid to use it to where water could get in between the liner and the base of the tub.
Huh. That's a very minor problem there to fix. You're talking about the actual handle for the plug.
Yeah, it's a freestanding tub, so it's a knob that you turn. The first time I tried it, it came off of my hands, and that's when I said, "Hey guys, I could probably reattach this, but I don't want to do it incorrectly."
All right, the tub. What else? Tub handle. What else?
The tub. We waited on an order for cabinet hinges. And it was just recently I discovered that the one cabinet I use the majority of the time does not have the 2 slow close hinges that the rest of the bathroom does. And so I was a little disappointed in that.
All right, so some hinges, and what else?
Yeah, not a big deal.
Well, I'm not asking you this, by the way, so it's a bigger or whether it's a big or small deal. I'm asking you this so I can quantify something and we have something to go on. I just want to get right down to the nasty, because a lot of times, Diana, and I don't mind, but a lot of times people will just, they have cataloged each and every offense, and if God, it spells disaster. So even if he does get all this done, it was like pulling teeth and you never want to use them again. But and that we want to get to as well for other people listening. But to help you, I need to know, why did you call? There must have been something that just tipped the scales. What was it?
Well, for these items, you mean?
Yeah, like why did you call today? What was it? Was it the handle coming off? What was it?
Oh, what it's been is since October. They finished up at the end of September. Since October, when they said they'd come back and finish up the items on the punch list, which these items were included, They came back once, didn't address the larger issue of the floor heat, which we have now fixed.
Oh no!
But the
Oh no!
tile-
No! No! That's a major deal. Floor heat. Are you telling me? Did you put in the wood or is it concrete tile? What is it?
It's under the tile, and it turned out to be just a minor issue of.
It is working
wiring
now,
it
though.
correctly.
It is working.
It is working.
Okay,
We
so
got it
Diana,
working.
what about? I need to know about if you had to hire someone to do this punch list. What would it cost?
I'm guessing because there's a slab of granite from our countertops that he's retained. I have documentation saying that he would store, either sell for us or buy from us.
No, it's
and
not.
he quantified that at about a $400 piece that's left.
No, I'm asking you to fix the punch list. What would it cost?
Maybe $1,000. Maybe $1,000. Probably less.
Can you get an expert or someone to give you a bid on fixing them, and then we go after them for that? I mean, you can go after them in small claims court. We can go after them in other ways. I mean, I don't know if you want what I'm saying, Diana. I don't think you want the guy coming back. I wouldn't. It sounds like
I don't want these guys in my house at all. I don't feel safe with them.
Well,
I think
here's
they're
what
a
you
little
do.
off-center.
I would get somebody out there. We have some bath experts. We can send a bath expert. They look at it. They tell you what it's going to cost to make it right, okay? Now, it's too late for I'm going to tear out and start over. Sorry.
Right,
You're going to have to, you contracted the guy. You're going to have to take normal quality that he provided. So the expert we send might be a perfectionist, but I'm going to ask the expert we send just to tell us how to bring it up to the quality that you paid for. And $30,750 is pretty good quality for a freaking bathroom. So we're going to find out how much it'll cost. Then I'd like you to start a small claim suit while we start on him in other ways. But that's what we need to do.
Yeah, I'm fully prepared to do that. I've documented everything.
But you need we need an expert to give you an actual price so you have a damage. But here's the most important part, okay? The most important part is that you provide him with an opportunity to fix it, like 5 days. You don't have to wait forever. Most likely he's not going to come back and get it done. And then we go and we slam him. But that's what we do. What's the name of this place?
The name is Urban Veneer.
Urban Veneer. Okay, and you found him through friends. Okay, so
I found him through friends.
What do the friends say about this?
He said that he had somebody that does painting and has a friend that does tile.
What do they say about the bad job when you went back and said, "Hey, man, this sucks"?
Oh, my husband went to him, and he's aware that things have been happening back and forth. He's like, "Man, dude, I'm sorry. He can kind of get like this."
Hey, Dan. Dan, I'm sorry, Deputy Dan. Could you be looking for in our bath department? We have some really good people. You know, like we have bath. What is it? The bath and granite something or other, and we have the names are escaping me, but we have some really good bathroom people that could help us out. So, Diana, where do you live? What part of town?
I'm in Broomfield, and I've contacted them multiple times, and they're just refusing. They bully me in their responses. They get threatening.
Bully? Like, what do you mean by bully? Do you mean like really threatening?
Like, leave us alone. You got a $50,000 bathroom for $30. Be happy or not, but go away.
All right, hold on. Hey, Deputy Clint, do you think you can you talk to her, please, and call the company? If we have a problem getting an expert out there, he can also, Clint has gotten so many projects under his belt, he can probably give us an estimate for fixing it. But I'd rather get an expert first if we can. Clint, talk and call that company. He has been calling all day. We haven't hooked up with anyone yet. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Listen, you know, a lot of people, they have saved their life. You know, this is a doctor here in the studio, and they have a lump sum of cash. Some of you guys have life insurance policies already, or you have a CD, or you have something, you have a stock account, whatever. You have a couple $100,000 sitting in there. I have never, and I'm telling you the truth, I've never heard of a better use of money. Now, this is excluding of those who can take an every single day trade and do crazy things like buy art and sell it and make a few grand a pop. And I'm talking about normal people. To take $200,000 and pay off mortgages and debt on this Become the Banker plan is just extraordinary. And by the way, you can go to their website, becomethebanker.info. They have some seminars tonight and Saturday, and then they have them every month. But you're going to hear about this plan, and I want you to drill holes in it. Call me. You'll get right through. You can use 303-MARTINO and get right through. And just tell me you're full of crap, Tom. If you hear this plan, tell us that. Joe Chiano sits here at least once a month, and he will take all of your slings and arrows if you have them. Just tell us about it. Gene, you have feedback on that 1031 tax-free exchange we talked about. What's going on?
Hi, this is Jean.
Yes, what feedback do you have on that?
A like property means real property to real property, so you can do the trade from one property to 5 properties.
Oh,
or
you
5
can?
to 1. Yes, it's
Okay.
a real property, like apartment complex to 3 houses. The non-like property would be, well, you can check with your
Hold on.
CPA, would be like
No,
a,
this is really good news, Gene. I have to, Gene, hold on. Gene, please hold on. I need to contact this guy because I want to make sure he knows that I was wrong, and I'm assuming you're right. But what you're saying is this. Let me just get this part straight. You're saying that if his house, if she makes 200 grand and the whole deal was whatever, 300, she's got to buy something more than the original property, right?
It doesn't have to be more than the original property. They take what you net after the sale. So you're going to pay capital gains on the sales price minus the cost of sale, like title insurance, commissions, that type of thing, versus what it's been depreciated.
I understand, but what does she have to reinvest? What total amount would she have to reinvest? The purchase price plus her profit, right? Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
I'm not sure exactly on that. I do them for myself, and my CPA tells me do this, do that.
I understand, but what you're saying, and
I also had a rental RV, and that was personal property, and we could only use it a certain number of years. So I would say as long as she's going from a residential to another residential or an apartment complex is fine. Double check in case it might be like vacant land.
Gene, I understand what you're saying, like for like. So what Gene is saying is, whatever that amount is, and I'm not going to quote what the amount is because I'm unsure. I used to know this by heart because I did them for myself. But you take your profit, you have to reinvest your profits. And she's saying it doesn't have to be in just one property as an exchange. You can exchange that one chunk of profit and that house for 3 others as long as they add up to more. That's what she's saying. It doesn't have to be 1 for 1. It can be 1 for 3 as long as the amount adds up to more, because you have to reinvest more in more than you just sold. Okay? So I'm hoping that guy is listening right now. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, let's talk to Al Aramis at Pro Auto Care about his special. Now, this is important. Most used car deals go bad because people assume timing belts were done or they forget about them. If you have any kind of used car with 60,000 miles or up, some of them go 60, some of them go 80, but whatever, you need to take a look and change that belt or your engine could be ruined if it fails. And you're doing a special.
Yeah, we're doing a special. And with that note you just said, somebody did buy a used car. We have one here now. The belt broke on it, bent the valves on the motor. We're disassembling the motor. That's a couple grand to do that. You can do a timing belt much cheaper, something you want to do. I'm going to do for your listeners $100 off the replacement of the timing belt. Mention Martino, or go online and look for other coupons that we have on other deals.
Yeah, at 303proauto.com. But Al, roughly there's a range for timing belt replacement.
Yes.
What is it?
Yes. So you said the 60. There are some manufacturers, like some of the Hyundais, earlier Toyotas.
But what's the price range? I mean, what's the price?
The price range. They'll start anywhere from $399, and they can go up above $1,000, depending on how big the motor is, how many components have to be changed.
Right.
We'll give you an exact price. We'll give you an exact written estimate if you'd like that.
And that you can take the $100 off. That's 303-PRO-AUTO is his phone number. That's easy to remember. Or the website, 303proauto.com.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock.
Travel around the metro area freeway system in fairly decent shape, with the exception of the drive downtown northbound I-25 slow from Alameda traveling up towards Colfax. Earlier crash north.
Right, they're done. They're done. Maybe we should just serve them. Yeah, just get them. We need to get an estimate. We'll just get
Can you clear line 1? I'm not sure why that arrow's there.
Did you talk to her on the bathroom?
What's that?
You talked to her on the bathroom? It didn't seem on the bathroom? Or you didn't talk to her about the bathroom?
Diane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there? It wasn't nothing major, was it?
It doesn't sound like it, but I think she's just She's been fighting with this guy for so long.
I'm sure the handle is just a little set screw in there.
Yeah, it's probably not a big deal, but they threatened to file a restraining order if she calls him again.
Oh, you're kidding me.
She said they're threatening her family. And, oh my God, don't do anything more with this guy. She gave me his number, but she said, I don't really want you to call him. So.
But she doesn't complain about the job really done, though, right? I mean,
somebody's going to have to go look at it, get an estimate, and we'll walk her through soon.
The more actions you complete, the more points you get. You can use those points for a chance to win free content.
That's an expensive app.
Use the referral list.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, they said, what, she did 50,000.
Yeah.
Depending on, if she put a tub, that's expensive.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Yeah, it's a lot of money for a bathroom, don't you think?
I'm trying to think what I'm spending right now on mine. But I'm probably spending at least 15, maybe 20 on mine. But on the new build. On the new build, yeah. You know, so because it's all upgraded stuff, you know, like upgraded.
Yeah, but
bathroom upgraded.
Very important room in the house.
It is, yeah. So
that's my
Are you putting heat in the floor?
No,
That's that people love that.
I know, and I was thinking about it, but damn, Richmond, they're the worst.
It's the best. It's the best heat you can have, man.
Especially if you do it yourself, it's not hard.
Well, so but I
Oh
this
my God!
upgraded tile.
There's so many things that can go wrong.
Really?
Oh.
See, I thought they just like put. I never done one, but I thought they just put it down when they put the tile. If it's over tile.
Yeah. But that part's fine. Once it's done right, you'll never use it. You'll never need it. But it's a flex tubing, and that flex tubing sometimes has to be crimped together.
Okay.
Oh my God! That crimping together is an art.
Oh, okay. Really?
Right, because that has to last forever. Now, I would prefer. Can't you get enough of that shit where you don't have to crimp it and just do one line, one full line with no interruptions? That would be the most ideal.
You can get 500 feet of it.
So why would you not just? Can you loop it enough where you don't have to crimp it or do your
You know, in electrical, they make a thing that looks just like a heating pad. You put on plastic tubing and heat it up, and it'll heat it up enough to bend to hold it.
You would think that wouldn't that be cool if they made, if you gave.
We did that in the mountains.
Gave a measurement, like an 8x12 measurement.
Sure, and they made it, yeah.
And then they pre-make it for you.
And just drop it.
Then they got the island in and drilled right through it.
That'd be perfect. That would be perfect.
GoldenOrchard.com. I like websites. They're easier to remember than phone numbers. That's the assisted living facility that for one price will take care of everything. One price. And they're large landscape yards. They have meals. They have snacks. They have outings. They have one home dedicated to memory care. If you're looking for the best, between $4,000 and $5,000 covers everything. I don't know the exact amount, so I say that. And it's one price, no fees beyond that. And you can, that's laundry, that's everything. Now, you can bring your own furniture or use theirs. They have beautiful furniture, beautiful homes. 2 in Centennial, 1 in Wheat Ridge. GoldenOrchard.com. Okay, so become the banker. If you have some money, just listen to this, okay? Doctor Who, I'm just calling him Doctor Who as a joke. I want to keep his privacy because he has a couple $100,000 in the bank, and this was from selling a rental. Now you have other stuff in your retirement plans, right? This isn't your only plan.
A 401k.
So you had $200,000. You say, what should I do with this money? Why did you decide to explore become the banker?
Because honestly, I couldn't find anything else that would offer that kind of return, that also allowed me the flexibility to borrow against the policy, to have access to that cash if I needed it.
So you're going to put $100,000 in 1 year, $100,000 in the next year. This is what I want to tell people, and I invite your criticism. He's going to put $200,000 in there and not make another payment, nothing. He just makes his normal monthly payments for his life. And part of those monthly payments include about $4,300 in mortgages. He has a rental that's $250,000, and he has a home loan at $360,000. So he's not going to change his monthly outlay at all. He's just putting $200,000 in the bank. Is that right, Jordan?
Absolutely.
What
correct.
happens to that $200,000? It grows.
It grows guaranteed.
Tax-free, guaranteed, 4% plus a 1% dividend. What happens then? What's the plan? What's the first milestone?
The first milestone is just to pay off that first property in 6 years.
Okay, so without touching that money,
without touching it,
it can. Or actually, he
can touch it. If
he can borrow and pay it back, borrow, pay it back. But without touching it, just sitting there, no matter what, in 6 years, he'll have enough built up to pay for the mortgage, right?
Yep, the first property of $250,000.
Right. So people might say, well, 6 years, that's not a lot, but that's without making any other payments. That mortgage is then paid off.
That mortgage is paid off.
That's going to save him $1,800 a month.
Yep.
Now, he applies that $1,800 a month back to himself now.
You got it.
And pays that back to himself.
Yep.
Okay, so he's not increasing his monthly payments by a dime.
Not at all.
Okay, then what happens in year 11?
Year 11, he has enough to pay off the second property.
So that's 5 years later.
Yep.
Then his primary residence is paid off, $360,000, just by letting the money sit, doing nothing else, not changing a penny. Now, that saves him $2,500, so now he's saving $4,300 a month that he normally would pay, and he's going to now make that same payment back to himself again.
Yep, and come year 15, he has both houses paid off. He has all the money back in his policy, and he has all the principal in his house as well as far as the equity.
So he's recaptured that interest he would have been paying to a mortgage company. Yep. Plus he saves future interest of about another $150,000. Yep. And all his mortgages are paid off. He still has life insurance, and he has, in addition to life insurance, he has a cash account that keeps growing that he can still borrow against for his kids' college.
For his kids' college or retirement.
Now, how much life insurance did he get?
He had close to about $700,000.
See, it's amazing. This is amazing to me. It really is. I can't think of a better use of static money. I call it static. It's not static. It's working, but he's not working it. He's not worrying about it. So if anyone has a question, give me a call, because this is, in my opinion, the best use of that money for him. Now, what else did you look at, Doc?
Well, just safe long-term investments, you know, CDs,
okay,
you know, that kind of thing.
It's just, it's not enough money to make really big money with it, and it's not, certainly not a small enough amount to just let sit there. So this was perfect. Anyway, but it's not just for those who have lump sums. You can still do it if you want to build it up over time as well. It still works for you. Becomethebanker.info, okay, for more information and registering. Nicole, what do you need to know, dear? Nicole.
Yes.
Yes.
So I just need to know what is the process, and if I even have a leg to stand on to go to small claims court against a former employer. I was a 1099 with them, and March this year they hired me part-time for 20 hours a week. Per a written email, they were supposed to pay me on the third week and the final week of every month. I've worked with them since 2012. They have never paid me on time, to the point where sometimes they'd be almost a month late.
But you've always gotten paid.
I've always gotten paid. I've just always gotten paid late.
So what do you want to take in the small claims? What do you want to take in the small claims court?
I terminated my employment with them 2 weeks prior to a business trip, of which I was not given any travel notifications on.
Okay, well, hold on, Nicole. You terminated your contract with them, your engagement with them, not your employment. But I need to ask a few important questions. You may have more stuff going on than you think. You may have been a statutory employee without realizing it, and therefore could go back after him for a lot of stuff if you wanted to be mean. But here, and I don't mean that you're being mean, but you look at the guy's going to be a jerk. But here's what I want to know. What are you alleging they owe you right now?
Only $808.46.
And that comes from what? Travel?
No, that comes from my half of a month, because I'm stipend $850 a month.
Okay.
And I only worked half, so I was saying $425 for the stipend.
Okay, so 800 and something. If I call the guy and say, why didn't you pay her? What will he say?
He'll say that he's going to pay me minus the $200 and a cancellation fee for a flight that they booked for me, of which I was never made aware of the flight. I knew I was traveling. They never made me aware that they had booked the flight or given me any flight itinerary.
So what would they say they owe you then?
They say that they owe me $608.46.
And you're
really only splitting hairs over $200.
Is it worth it? I mean, if it is, you can take them to small claims for it. Well, if you take the $600, he's going to make you probably sign a release, right?
I don't know. He hasn't said anything about that.
Now, you asked, do you have a leg to stand on? That's asking a legal outcome. I don't know what the judge would say. But I think if it was me and I was owed $200, I would probably want it. I don't know if I would take the time to go to small claims court, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on the record keeping and your arrangement. But the bigger picture is maybe, what did you do for this guy? Or for this company? What was your role?
I started as an independent sales rep, became more of a sales mandatory role, as well as handling sales accounts where there were no reps available.
Were you selling for anyone else, any other companies?
Yes, I was. I'm an independent rep for others.
Okay, that saves them and it saves you, because otherwise you would have been a statutory employee possibly.
Okay.
So, I don't know. It's up to you, Nicole. I think that if you're an independent rep and you keep records, and you say they owe you $800, they're not denying they owe you the $800. It just comes down to what they're deducting. Do they have a right to deduct that penalty on the flight? I mean, how much is that?
And where my written contract is, it says that my travel will be paid by them.
Okay.
It doesn't say they'll deduct anything like that.
Right. So what was the penalty on that flight? How much was that part?
$200.
So that's the $200, that penalty.
Right. Again, and I was never made aware that the flight was.
Here's what I would
booked.
do, though. I would make it very clear to a judge in small claims court, if I'm doing this, I would say that I'm going to make this very clear. I wouldn't get into the employment, to this and that. I would simply get into the one issue. I don't think they have a right to ding me for the $200, because nothing in my contract says that they have a right to do that. That's all. I would narrow everything down like that, Nicole. Then you make it easy. You know, I've always said the people who win lawsuits are the people who make the judge understand best, because judges know nothing. It's whoever fills in the judge, tells them the story the best, the most efficient way, and then actually, good attorneys actually tell the judge how they want him to rule. They actually hint. You know, and they make the judge's eyes go to their issue. A lot of people think you got a big loudmouth that goes in and cries about everything. And this is outrageous and egregious. And he was, you know, I mean, the judges don't know what to focus on, and they tend to go with the easiest story. I know that sounds weird, but you know, if you're an attorney, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, Jack, what's happening? You have a question for Become the Banker. What is it?
Yeah, Tom, listen, I've been reading up on it. I did get the book, and I'm a little curious. The book, and I've never really heard you guys talk much about on your show, what exactly the premiums are and what you're going to pay on a monthly basis to maintain that whole life insurance policy.
In other words, what is the cost of insurance in that monthly payment?
Exactly.
Okay, so hold on, and we'll talk about that, all right? One of the biggest criticisms I get about this plan, people write to me and saying they quote articles that talk about BYOB, don't bring your own bank, you can't be a bank, and here's why. And then they talk about the whole life policy. The ones they talk about do not have guaranteed returns. They're not mutual companies. They're not the same animal. Their entire premise is off because they don't start with the right product. Now, is this the most money you can make with money? No. Is it one of the safest places? Yes. Is it for everyone? Yes. Am I saying it's get rich quick? No. It's just a plan. That's all it is a plan and a strategy. Hold on, and we'll talk about the actual cost involved. There are no secrets here. Everything's transparent, okay? So we'll be right back with that. And Rusty wants advice on some recruiting from colleges. And then we'll have some lines open at 303-713-TALK.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
From the Fox Business. If you look at this, okay, if you look at his money, he's going to have how much total?
The computer died here. Yeah, sorry. It finally gave out. Yeah, we don't have another plug to do it. The numbers would be roughly.
Plug it in right up here.
Can you plug it in? Okay. If I plug it in, I can get you the exact number. But I'd say probably around 240, 250-ish to be able to pay off that property.
So he made, if you look at that, 50 grand.
Thank you. He breaks even in year 4. We'll put it that way. He breaks even in year 4. Year 5, he's making a profit. in year 6, he has enough to pay
In
off.
year 4, he breaks even, meaning what?
He put 200, and he has enough at the 200. So he took
He has his 200 back in
200
4 years.
back in 4
Well,
years.
why does it take 4 years to recover the cost of insurance?
Because life insurance is front-end loaded, so all the expenses come out in very upfront years. Right, first 2 years is most expensive. So,
But he could still borrow 80%, even though he doesn't.
Yeah, he's probably.
Okay, then why can you borrow more than you actually have built up?
Well, because you're going to guarantee 4% in the dividends are starting to compound, and so it starts to pick up its pace.
Because they won't let you take it out until that's paid off. So that's why you can borrow from day 2 or day.
Day 1, day 2, you can borrow up to 95% of whatever.
But
your cash
even though
value is, yeah.
technically 95% is not truly in that account.
Well, correct. 95 of what your cash value is. So in this case, that's what I'm going to tell you.
So when I put 200 in, if I put 100, how much literal
Yep, that's
cash
what I'm
value
saying.
is it?
I would assume
Day
it's probably
one.
93,000 roughly, 94, 93,000.
So you're paying $7,000 up front.
First year
It's
to have.
front and loaded.
Or the insurance cost and the expenses, okay?
Yep.
Okay.
But comes year number 4, it breaks even. So it means that the cash value now is worth $200,000. The same amount of money that
I
you put in.
understand.
Yep.
But then every year thereafter, you still have cost of insurance every year.
Yeah, but I mean,
No, it's paid
so
up.
minimal
It's
now.
paid up at 7 years, though.
It's that.
It's paid up, and he owns it
There's
outright
no more.
after 7 years.
Outright.
Outright.
Yeah.
And he has the death benefit and the cash.
Wait a minute.
That's
So
why
you
I'm trying to
don't,
get
you
you
don't have to put another dime in.
No, not at
another
all.
dime. He has access.
Now,
Yep.
here's something. It's mathematically impossible to build up more cash value than you have death benefit.
That is right.
Correct. Otherwise, it'd be
That's
a
not
net.
allowed to do that. Otherwise, it would be taxable.
Yeah.
Okay, like on year 15, how much cash does he have?
Yeah. 360,000.
Okay, and he only put how much? 200,000.
In year what?
15.
15. So he put only 200,000.
And not
So
pay another dime.
what's the cost of insurance then?
Well, I mean, it's cash
Zero.
positive, right? Like 156 positive, yeah. So when you divide that over the years, that's how you kind of get that average of 4%. So 4%, you know, it's
It
gross.
needs to be total. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is. See, it's a front-end loaded product. So that means that the expenses and the cost of insurance will come out from the beginning years. Once the policy meets the
But
break-even
that
point.
policy can be, without a lump sum, the policy can last.
If they don't pay the monthly or yearly premiums. Yeah, I mean, but
That's a different design.
That's normal, but that's a different design.
You know, I'm Tom Martino, by the way. Welcome. Mark Trenner for anything creative. Trademarks, patents, copyrights, patent searches. If you want to do it, Mark Trenner is an attorney, a sole proprietor, meaning he's in back practice for himself with legal assistance, legal aids, and they can help you. And it's a fraction of the cost of any of these other property attorneys, intellectual property attorneys. And don't ever go to the 1-800 numbers on the internet, please. They're just rips when they say invention submission. So Trenner Law, Mark Trenner, 720-221-3708. Now, we have Jack, who said, I have some Become the Banker questions, Tom. You know, let's address straight up, what is the actual cost of this? I mean, they're not doing it free. This guy we talked about, Dr. Who, he's a really nice guy, Doctor. He put 200 grand in, or he's going to, over 2 years. And then over the years, in year 5 or year 6, he'll pay off the mortgage on his rental for 250. In year 11, he'll pay off his other mortgage for 360 grand. And then year 15, he'll be completely out of debt after paying himself back. So that money was really working hard for him. It's earning 4% compounded plus a 1% dividend. Is the dividend compounded if it stays in there? That's compounded too?
It is.
Okay, so now, but there is a cost of insurance. And here's what I want to tell you. If people don't like the word, I know Joe doesn't like the word catch. There is no catch. There really isn't. There's nothing to fear. It's all out in the open. You don't ever buy insurance without a cost. But if there was something that you wonder, why are these guys selling this? Life insurance, all life insurance is front-end loaded except for term. Term, you rent the policy. But it's front-end loaded. That means there is a cost of insurance up front. But then you get to a point where there's no more real cost of insurance because the policy is earning enough to pay for the insurance and you get the difference. So I guess if you had to say there's a cost, there is technically, it comes off your return, I mean. In other words, instead of getting the full 5%, you might get only 4%, right?
That is correct, Tom.
Maybe, right.
In the first few years only.
Right. Yes. Well, okay, but not really, because you're not going to, if you pay off, let's just take his policy. He put 200 grand in, and you had a good question, Jack. What's the cost of insurance? So day one, he puts in 200 grand. How much is paid?
Day one, he puts 100 in.
100.
100, and he has access to 92,300.
Okay, so 7,000 is withdrawn from his account.
Correct.
And that's going to the insurance company
for the cost of insurance, for the death
benefit. Cost of insurance.
And
now,
expenses.
It's not 7,000 a year.
Correct.
It's 7,000 up front.
You got it.
Okay. Then when does he get his full 200 back?
Between year 4 and 5, so about 4.5 years.
So if he just lets 100 sit in there, it gets back to 100 in 4 or 5 years.
Sorry, if he puts the 200 in there. I misheard you. So if he puts the full 200,000 in there,
right? That's what I mean.
He breaks even in year 4.5 without putting anything else in.
Okay, in year 4.5. But here's what I want to say, and chime in if you have anything. But here's what I want to say about the cost of insurance. You might think, well, wait a minute. It's going to take me about 4 years to get my money back to zero, to where I have everything. But think about this. Let's say you had term insurance. What would you pay over a 4-year period? I mean, you would be paying a certain amount of money over 4 years to have term. So if you think about it, you get back to have all your money, but during that previous 4 years, you were insured. It's not like you paid for nothing. And here's the kicker. You will continue to be insured if you don't put another penny in the rest of your life. The cost of insurance is paid in full. Does that make sense, Jack?
Yeah. Now, when you say he's gonna get his money back or break even,
what I mean is, if you put in X amount of dollars, then that X amount. Go ahead.
If you put in 100,000,
yeah,
insurance company takes 7 right off the top, and he's gonna get that 7 back in the next, what'd you say, 3 to 4 years?
Yes.
Okay, yes. But so I mean.
Now hold on. That's with him putting another 100 in the second year. If he put in just the initial 100, just the initial, and no more money, when would that break even?
Yeah.
We wouldn't do that because it'd be taxable. He couldn't just put it in year one. We have to spread it over 2 years still and do 50-50.
Okay, so if he did 50-50, it would still be the same.
It'd be the
okay,
same, yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead, Jack. What was your question?
So once he breaks even and he gets that money back, he still has to continue paying the insurance company to maintain his policy, correct?
No.
Not true.
No, you
so
don't.
After that, he's like, that money just sits there. He never has to pay the insurance company again?
If he didn't want to, he wouldn't have to pay
anyway.
No, he wouldn't have to pay another dime.
That is right, yeah.
If he didn't want to. But what he's doing, the reason he's paying is because he is paying off bills. So that becomes a bill to him for a loan against his policy. So he has to pay that back. But it's not a premium, it's a loan payback. And the loan payback goes to 2 places. He has to pay the cost of that loan, which is 4.5 or 4.7%. But remember, his whole amount is still making that 4% plus 1% dividend. He's still making money on 100% of the cash in. Now, so it sounds complicated, but it's not. That money never stops making interest, even if you borrow against it. So your net effect, your net on money you borrow with the 1% dividend is 0. You're not really paying for that loan. You're only artificially paying yourself extra interest in order to put more money away. So if you wanted to, you don't have to pay extra interest. You could just pay back the bank the 5% interest, or the insurance company the 4.7% interest, and be done with it. But at the end of that time, because your policy, you're making 4.7 or 5%, it's not really costing you. It just feels like it is because you're paying yourself back. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, but the money doesn't go away. You're borrowing against it. It's still earning. So I have a question. If he puts 100 in, like he said, and 7 is taken out, is he earning interest on the 100 or on the 93?
On the 93.
Okay.
Yep.
On the 93. So that 7 is gone. And then that 93 starts making money.
You got it.
And then it pays. He gets back to 100 to even in a certain number of years. Mm-hmm. but he has been insured the whole time.
Yep.
Does that make sense, Jack?
Yeah, that makes sense. I did have one more question
Yes.
as well. So he puts $100,000 in. That $7,000's gone. Okay, then he immediately tries to utilize that $93,000
Right.
for example,
To
pay
borrow
bills,
it. Right.
to borrow it. So what happens if he dies the next day?
Great question.
What happens?
So he has coverage for $1.6 million. If he dies the next day, they would just pull the $93,000 off the $1.6.
I thought you said it was 700,000.
In 15 years, it was 700,000.
Oh,
it starts higher up in the first front years to keep it all tax free.
Okay.
So, but to answer your question, the insurance policy, the death benefit, which is always higher than the cash, will pay back the loan.
The death benefit never goes away.
Correct.
Unless it lapses, and it doesn't lapse if you don't. Listen, here's the deal. So if he borrowed day 2, he borrowed the whole amount. Now he is paying himself back. Okay, let's say he's paying himself back with no extra money. He's just paying himself back, and he dies. That loan is paid off, and then his estate gets the balance.
Correct.
Got it.
And here's another thing. They're designed so you can never have more cash value than your death benefit, and you can never borrow more than your death benefit.
So, okay, so Tom, I'm just going to give you an example here. I just sold a condo, and I'm sitting on about $50,000, and I want to utilize to become the banker with that money. So with that said, what size if I'm ready to invest and put 50 grand into my become the banker life insurance policy, what size policy should I be getting? 100, 150?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
It just depends on your age, Jack. Your age.
You buy the least amount you can for your age, not the most.
Exactly
you buy the least amount because your goal is to shelter the money from taxes. So a normal here's what a normal guy would do. He'd take your 50. A normal life insurance sales would take your 50 and say, okay, based on your age, you can buy $1 million worth of insurance, and that's what he would sell you. These guys are going to get you the minimum amount to keep it legal. Their purpose is not the death benefit. They get paid on the policy, yes, but it does them no good to give you a giant policy that's going to lapse because they won't get residuals. Do you know if they default, if their policies default, they don't get paid? They want people to make money on this. They want to keep you alive. They want to keep it going.
So we minimize the death benefit, Jack, and we maximize the cash value.
So depending on your age and health, the 50 grand, we could run it. Let's do it as an experiment. He's going to talk to you during the break. Let's do that quickly because when we come back, I'm going to take other calls. So, Jack, hold on. 303-713-8255. You can go in there and talk to him. She'll give you the line. 303-713-8255. We have more coming right up.
This report is brought to you by...
And then, for Mark Trenner?
Yeah, Mark.
Okay, I'll go get it for you. Do you have it on the thing right there?
I got it here.
Okay.
Yeah, because I definitely want to use it.
Yeah, because he came back and was talking about something else, and I thought,
I'm gonna be doing something like that.
oh, yeah.
Things, right?
What do you mean?
You know, they become the bank.
Don't talk about it, though, if it's on.
Oh, well.
Yeah, we're on.
Yeah. You gotta be real careful.
I know, 720?
Hold on.
Time in both directions by 270 stop and go approaching Vasquez. So wet weather came through the metro area. Watch out for the high.
I wish I was younger. I would do more.
Forecast mostly sunny for the rest of the day.
But he said he goes on my
720?
You can do that on anybody.
I know, but my cost of insurance would be high.
You know,
But I get to put in more cash, too.
that is right, Tom. I mean, don't worry about that. I mean, that is actually a blessing. There's benefits to you, know.
So, if I'm going to buy something, I anticipate buying something for cash. I should actually do this first.
You bet. You know why?
Because I'm going to buy it anyway.
Yes, but besides that, when you pay things in cash, you lose that money. You would never lose that money if you put it right here.
Yeah. It would earn while I'm buying something.
You got it.
That's leveraging.
Exactly.
That's right.
Because you lose it forever.
Or my error.
720.
Oh, God, that's a lot.
3708.
I'm getting more and more excited about this as we talk about it. I got my doctor
this is
My daughter's getting married, so
This is a great
I'm gonna pay for this, pay for a wedding.
You borrow and then pay yourself. That'll give you even more money than we're projecting.
Absolutely. And this is conservative numbers.
This is
just like you said,
worst case scenario.
with the dividend staying at 1% for the rest of your life, which is unfair. You're going to see it go up, go up.
For our half hour.
I know. Well, we're gonna do that, we got the video.
Well, I know, but I mean, I wish I had it in there.
I know that, that's what I'm.
But you know what, we'll do another half hour. Here's the good thing about it, if we do another half hour, we don't have to do it all. We can just do some of it and incorporate it. And keep it fresh.
Absolutely.
You don't have to do it.
Let's wrap.
When you see what I put into it.
I've been called many things.
And you know what,
I'll show you the
This is a perfect
I'll just
example.
tease you, I'm gonna show you the open.
I've been hearing him over there at the meeting for days.
Want to see the open? Here's the open. Now, hold on a second. Hey,
You ready? Yeah. Just quick. Ready? Just, this is the open. Hold on, let me just get the volume.
when you came in, and that wasn't there.
Okay, ready? Here it is, ready? Why do I not have sound? Oh, man. I don't understand where my sound is. I just got to figure out.
Is that an Apple or what is that?
Okay, I don't have sound here. Hold on. I just got to figure it out.
Sorry, control bar up there. That's nice.
I don't have sound. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Did you run numbers already?
I did.
Okay, so tell Jack how much of a policy for 50 grand to get the maximum cash value, minimum life.
All right, Jack. So like we said with the other one, you spread it over 2 years. So year one, you put 25,000 in. You have access to 23,000 in the first year, and that buys you an initial death benefit of 861,000.
Wow.
And the reason is because there's rules that we have to play with the IRS to make sure it stays tax-free.
Then what?
Year two, you put the second 25 in, so you got access to 47,000 now, and you break even just like the doctor did in about year 4.5. You're at
his death benefit then is what?
So his death benefit at that point is 961. But come around, let's say, you're such a young age. You said you're 31 years old to me. So let's just assume, you don't pay on this, and let's go to retirement, because I think that's an ideal picture for you.
Yeah, but he's going to be borrowing from it throughout his life.
Oh, absolutely. But just like you said, the money never comes from his account.
So let's say he doesn't do a dime.
So never does a dime. Let's say age 65. Your 50,000 is now growing to 150,000, tax-free, guaranteed, and you have a death benefit, just how we design it, of almost $300,000.
But you can have more than 150 if you borrow from it and buy things and pay yourself back exaggerated interest. Exactly. That money will grow tax-free. That extra money.
Borrowing.
Yeah.
Now, can I continue to pay into that over time?
Can he contribute more to increase cash value?
If you want to, yeah. This is just showing you paying it in for 2 years. So if you wanted to put anything up to the 25,000.
No, but what if he comes into money in year 6 or 7?
Yes, he can.
Then you have to modify the death benefit.
It's already built in. That's why it is modified like that.
No, but so if he let's just say year 6 he sells something and he has another 50 and he puts it in, his death benefit goes up accordingly.
Accordingly, actually, it's already cushioned in there. That's why his death benefit stays high for 7 years, because that's how we structure it. So he can put all the way up to 25,000 each year if he wanted, or if he just decided to not pay it in for the 5 years, and then year 6 comes around and he wants to dump 25 in.
But if he wants to keep putting more money in, literally, what keeps him? He has to be limited to what he can put in.
It's 25,000.
It's 25,000 per year.
A year.
The limit.
Yeah, up to the year.
But if he puts 25,000 in 1 year, skips 3, puts 25 in another year, does his death benefit increase each time he puts more money in?
Not in the first 7 years, because we cushion that. We have to play by the IRS rules for 7 years.
But after that, if he puts more cash in,
yes,
it would increase.
It would increase.
But all the money he puts in will grow tax-free.
Tax-free
and the money he puts in addition, they don't take a lump sum out of that money.
Do not at all.
No, only the first time.
You got it.
So, Jack, any additional lump sums, you get 100% of that lump sum in the account, and 100% of that money is earning the 4 + 1.
Tax-free.
Tax-free. Okay. Rusty, I'm sorry you had to wait. What's going on with your college recruiting? What's happening?
Yeah, hey, Tom.
Hey.
Been listening for 15 years. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, I've got a sophomore son who's going to be a junior. He's finishing up sophomore year next year. Likes to play soccer and wants to get recruited into a college to play soccer somewhere with a scholarship. And I've had a number of these college recruiting companies calling me, and I just don't know anything about them.
A lot of them are crooks. The ones that say, well, that's the thing. Usually, the ones who say they can help your son get recruited, those people don't want money up front, and they only want a percentage of what you save on college. And a lot of them will give you references of kids they've already placed. If you don't get those, as far as the payment, do they want money up front?
The ones that I've looked at so far, yes, they have different levels. But
how much?
All up front. Ranges from $1,000 to $3,000.
And what do they say they will do?
For $3,000, it's a lifetime benefit.
But
so
what do they say?
Not only get
what do they say they do?
They will help you by helping you get in contact with coaches. They provide you with a website that coaches can go to and see highlight videos that you can upload pictures.
Right, but it doesn't mean that these coaches do it. So here's the thing. I would want coaching references. I would literally go to schools he's interested in or call any schools and ask these coaches, which of these companies do you like? Do you actually go to their websites and look at film? Do you actually look at this tape? And which one of these companies have you heard of? Think about that. If they can't give you coaching references, and if they can't give you student references, then they're full of crap. And I would never buy a lifetime of service because it's the lifetime of the company. So that company goes out of business, it's gone. I would only buy the minimum package if I was going to do anything to minimize my risk. But I would only do so if I could talk to coaches that tell me, yeah, I use it. For example, when I was getting into broadcasting, there were hundreds of places that said, oh, yeah, we're going to get you into broadcasting. We have a list of secret jobs, and we'll send your tape out. And all I had to do was call a news director and say, look, I'm not going to bug you for a job, but who do you go to when you want to hire? And they'll say, oh, Maggot and Associates. They'll say Audience Research and Development. They'll say, Al Primo and Associates. They'll give you real names. So that's the way you do it, Rusty. Work from the college end and the student end back as opposed to their promises forward. That's the way you do it. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. We are out of time. Don't forget, people, 303-779-6600 for BecomeTheBanker.org. Adults who have crooked teeth and always wanted to deal with them, there is a way to do that. Dr. Kent Lawson has pioneered new orthodontics for adults. Straighten your teeth, widen your palate, take care of jaw alignment, help you with TMJ. Stop.
Every time with natural Let's do that, Don. We're going to do that. Bring a different example in each shot. And then after you do a few, then bring it back. I mean, it doesn't have to be a one-time thing. I'm really pissed I don't have sound here, and I don't know why. And it's not your fault. 100.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. If you want to buy a home,
I just don't know why I don't have sound, and I'm wondering if it's this tape. Oh, that's why. Sorry, my fault. I want to show it to you.
They want to take pictures with Tom?
Yeah. Let's take some pictures because compared to these guys, I'm going to look pretty good. Okay.
With her puppy dog on her back.
Look at that. I don't think
Angie has her dog in the back pocket. So cute.
The corgi.
Is that
Yeah,
that's our
it's
kind
corgi.
of a character name too? Is it?
She just told me, and I went right in, wondering.
Kind of cool name.
next time,
Let's look at the video real quick. You have some pictures right there.
now it's put the pictures in there, one touch more.
Okay, let's take a picture.
Let's take a picture here. Let me see what you say. So
Saving.
Senor.
When you came back, what did you know different about Tom?
That he was, I told him right away. Right away.
Everyone.
Who's that? You going to take a picture?